Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Critical Critique. We're back again.
A normal
back to
one
our
after like a month, 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we did the anime. We did the anime episode
And
last
before
week.
that, we had like a quick
Quickie, yeah.
anime review, preview, watch what we're going to watch, what we think we're going to watch.
Yeah, I think our last proper stream was about 2 weeks ago. We were talking about the Japanese having schools, because apparently they have high schools. I didn't know this. The Japanese have high schools. But no, today we're coming back to an old friend. We're going back to our good friend Become Sociopath. He has, it's not a new video from him because he hasn't uploaded in a while, so we're kind of bashing a dead channel, but he has one which is the dark side of anime.
Yeah,
hypersexualization.
The last one was the dark side of hentai.
Yes.
And
hentai bad.
It was kind of just a general porn bad, but I don't think that this video would. If you look at the small title in the corner, oh no, you can't see. Never mind. I see the dark side of anime hypersexualization. That's no different. It's lucky.
Yeah, I feel it's gonna be the same thing, isn't it? Like, it's just gonna be him doing the same thing.
You're lucky. You all are lucky that I completely forget these episodes because it's late.
Yeah, Ellie bashes his head against Noita at the end of every cast, and that causes memory loss.
You say that to Nretsew, but you wouldn't believe how far I am in Noita. Can actually. I can go through the cursed wall. I can. I haven't done so. I do some boss, mini boss hunting, killing them one by one. I'm doing very well.
It's good to hear. So yeah, we got some peeps in the chat. We got Fivo, Magician of D. Yeah, we jinxed the Uzumaki anime, Ellie. Plus,
I read through the painful thing, I recommended Uzumaki. The first episode I didn't really watch it, but I saw some very nice, animation art.
So I actually saw some tweets about this. Someone made a thread about it because apparently what happened was episode 1 had a director, right? And had staff. But then when you look at the credits for episode 2, it's completely different staff and director. So what people think happened was something happened in the production where the director and the staff either left or got fired or something happened, and they had to quickly replace the staff with a whole new team, and that whole new team is why the quality completely fucking drops off a cliff after episode 1. So you hate to see it. It's a shame.
I really liked some animation parts, just walking, the slow movement of trudging through the horror that is their lives. Or when Kirei, I believe her name was, or Kirei, when she was trying to do, was it the moving both eyes independently, and then she just kind of closes one eye and opens the other one by. It was a very rotoscoped, but was very nice motions on the 3D models that they are. But I saw by the same token, I saw clips again from episode 2, and that was just how bad it was. So
they're running on the beach, and it's it's pretty rough.
I saw one clip of them in the lighthouse. And I really like the lighthouse chapter. I'm very sad that it wasn't good after episode 1.
It's been ruined.
I think they really should have ended at episode 1 because it already kind of closes, right? I saw some ending bits of the This is just we barely knew what was going to happen. Ooh. And if you just end it there, that's a good promotion for the manga in that sense. But now it's just a kind of a tainted series.
Go read the manga. Go read manga. Go. It's good. It's fine. But no, so that happened. So that's a shame. But other than that, I don't think there's been too much else in the news. I guess other than maybe a bunch of stuff with Twitch and VTubers, but I don't know if that's really.
No, Nretsew, like I predicted, the Switch 2 was announced.
Oh yes, the Switch 2 was announced. Yes, the alarm clock that's called the Switch 2. Yeah. Any minute now. Yeah.
Any minute. I should check actually. Let's see. It was a little 8 minutes ago. A Fortnite thing. Don't worry, it will happen in the next hour.
Yeah, it'll happen soon. It'll happen soon. Yeah. Other than that, not too much going on. New Arknights event's been pretty good. The Babel event, it's been really good.
Oh yeah, Nretsew. Before I went deep into Noita again, I played the new Zelda game, and I was kind of right.
Oh yeah.
They are touching. They are touching on the cosmology of Zelda, on the mythical cosmology of Zelda. So that's neat. New lore, new interesting lore, new backstory of the gods and how they work and where they are, kind of deal. And
that's cool.
Any Lovecraftian horrors that lies in when you talk about gods and what their plans are.
Oh well, all right. Well, I guess without any further delay, I guess we might as well switch straight into talking about the hypersexualization. Not even just sexualization. It's hyper. Ooh.
Well, we both watched Dan Da Dan. So
yes, we did. Maybe we'll talk about the Dan Da Dan, Dan Da Dan controversies and stuff once we get more into that. But yeah, hypers. I love how dramatic these guys are. Right? These guys. When I say that, I mean like these kind of trad,
end of society kind of deal.
End of society. Oh, you're going to, if you watch if you so much as glance at a sexy woman, your dopamine receptors are going to explode, right?
Yeah, dopamine.
I love how hyperbolic it is. It's like, oh, it's so. It's funny to me. I love it. So, anywho, I guess we'll just jump right in.
Depression, low self-esteem, unrealistic expectations, low productivity, and perversion. All of these are effects of sexualization in porn, and I'm going to be going through how hypersexualization in anime actually causes these effects, so make sure you stay to the end of the
okay.
Well,
just like I said, it's like I love how dramatic they are. Like he's got the low music. He's got the depression, anxiety. Ooh. Are we depressed and anxious, Ellie?
I have to be honest, and Noita killed my productivity today. I started like a run, I died. I started another run, I died, and then I have this run. This is just the third run, so I just basically
this will be it. This will be the run.
But I started this run. This run I started kind of like 10 hours ago. So I've been playing this run for 10 hours.
Okay.
And then I had plans to do today, but now it's midnight over here. Assume late at night for me, early morning for you. So
So what you're saying is you've been what would be the Zoomer way of putting it? Noitering, gooning, but it's noiter, goonoitering,
getting noited.
Getting noited.
Noited today. killing
You
my
noited
productivity. I
today?
wanted to go shopping. I'm getting low
Oh
on
no.
food actually, but I can make stuff with
You're, you're a
with what
noiter
I have.
addict. Noiter
Yeah.
addict here on
But
the stream.
I'm so far, Nretsew. I'm so far. I can just one little more thing. Just go. You have to just go to that place, that little place over there, and then
You can do it. Yeah, just one more hit. I just need
one more boss to kill, one more place to visit.
So I guess the point you're making is that Noiter is just like porn then. Noiter is your porn.
Nretsew, I am almost done with a Edoge translation.
Oh, really?
It was my plan to finish that translation today.
Well, I mean, your Discord like status for the last like what 5 years has been should be translating instead. So
that is that one game I translate. That's the reference to the game I'm translating.
Yeah, should be translating that instead of spending all day noitering
or discording or Dungeons and
Discord
Dragons,
podcasting. Yeah,
being a dungeon master for a group or whatever.
Speaking of highly addictive substances, let's just I almost forgot. Unless I guess you could count Monster as a monstering, Nelly, a monstering.
I myself, I've rediscovered apples as a great snack, basically.
Oh yeah, apples are king shit. Yeah,
I have
gotta love a good apple.
Big apple, and it's like bigger than my fist.
Shit.
And I just kind of
nice. So getting back to the video though, right? Getting back to our our boy here. Yeah, I love how dramatic these guys are, right? Because he's like, oh, depression and anxiety and all these things. All these things are caused by the porn, right? And we've like probably in this guy's other videos, because we've covered I think 3 videos from this guy so far. We covered the one where he like talks about his history and some nofap stuff, and then we covered the one where he's like going on about how to become a man, and it's literally just become a sociopath.
I thought that we only had like 2 of him. This is the second, and there was another guy that was similar, but
maybe I can't remember. I think this guy was the one that was the nofap depression guy. But my point is that the issue that these guys run into, right, is that he's blaming the porn on the depression and the anxiety and the so collapse of Western civilization, right? But if you actually look into these things, it's not like that at all, right? It's not. The porn is a coping mechanism, essentially, right? There's usually something else going on in that person's life that's causing them to become I fucking hate the term gooning. Maybe I'll have a rant later about how gooning is a horrible fucking word and I hate it.
No, but Nretsew, before you go too far, I wanted to remind the audience, the people, and maybe you, that this guy is like 16.
No, I don't think he's 16 now.
No, but at the moment he made the last video we talked about, it was
he 16 in the last video?
Yeah, something like that.
I can't even. You see, even now you're remembering better than I am. Like, I don't even fucking remember.
I remember just this one detail. Maybe it was another guy, but I'm pretty sure it was this guy that said, when I was 16 2 years ago or something. And it's like, dude.
So it's like 18, 19 or
yeah,
something.
So you're talking about the end of society when you're only...
You're fucking 19, yeah. Oh, God. So also we have a new fellow on the chat. Let's go. What even is this? Yeah, we're covering this Nori guy. He has this video on the dark side of hypersexualization. We've gotten 17 seconds in, and we're already fucking off track and talking about random shit.
What we remember from a half year ago when we last talked about him.
Trying to take away my gooner heritage at your own peril.
No, but porn.
Anyway,
to have a porn addiction, you need more than just watch anime. Right.
Well, there's a lot of debate around the idea of because it's not classed as a chemical. Like, we've talked about this before on the cast, but there's a difference between a chemical addiction and a behavioral addiction. And there's even some debate in psychological circles on whether or not behavioral addictions are even real. Because it's usually like, because with a substance addiction, right, that's something that's actually chemically changing your biology, right? If you shove a fucking stick of cocaine into your arm, right, or whatever, inject a bunch of fucking drugs, that's causing actual chemical changes to your body, and your body has to adjust to those changes. With stuff like porn and whatnot, yeah, it does cause like dopamine release or whatever,
But
and there's like other things that happen.
Any
But
behavior
every
does
fucking
that.
activity can do that, right? There's shitloads of activities that cause dopamine release, right? It's not just the porn. So that's why it's classified more as a behavioral addiction than because gambling is like the best example of a behavioral addiction. You're not getting addicted to like an actual chemical substance that your body like gets withdrawal symptoms when you don't continually feed it that chemical substance, right? So there's kind of a and people say, oh, but it's dopamine addiction, but dopamine's doesn't work the way that people think it does. It's not like it's some kind of fucking like it's not like when your dopamine receptors go off, it's fucking cocaine, right? It's in very fringe cases, right? Like, because there are obviously people that might have some kind of dopamine sensitivity, right? As a because human genetics do be wild, right? When it comes to
the pathways of chemical receptors are insane. I studied it for a year.
Yeah, because you do sciencey shit, don't you? Yeah, so. But it's not
incomprehensible how the human body could ever function with the mess that is the chemical pathways of a cell and receptors and neurons and whatnot. It's impossible. We're still alive, so it works, but not not well.
Yeah, so it's one of those. So it's one of those lies. I don't even know, because it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people like Nori here and the anti-porn, no fap type guys. They there's a lot of pseudoscience around dopamine and how it works, which has been kind of debunked, but you don't really hear a whole lot about that because it's obviously not a subject that most people kind of talk about, right? And it's because it's a taboo talking about sex and porn.
Also, it's being no fap is then some virtue, of course, because the opposite is like all faps.
It's tied to like religious shit as well.
Moralities.
So it's kind of like, moralities and stuff. So, but in terms of like the science behind it, right? Like to kind of wrap it up so we can get back to the video, right? When he's saying, oh, the porn causes the depression and the anxiety and the stuff, it's actually the reverse, right? The porn is a symptom of the depression and the anxiety and whatever the fuck else you have going on, right? It's a coping mechanism. I believe I read there's like a paste bin that I might link in the chat, or I might link to you to put in the description, where there's like, I don't know what the source of it is, so I can't really verify its validity, but it's supposedly some psychologist or something talking about how like he basically debunking all the nofap stuff, and they talk about how a lot of the time people that do kind of fall into what would be categorized as like a porn addiction, air quotes, right? It's typically done as a way to kind of gain control and to feel in control of something, right? And the same with actually nofap, right? Where it's like, oh, they feel like stopping porn gives them control over something, right? When they lack control otherwise in their lives from their perspective. It's quite interesting to read, but let's see what's see where Nori's gonna go with it. I want to hear if he's got some super deep scientific backing. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Video. In the age of the digital, where attention is the new currency, sexualization has run rampant across all forms of media: TV, magazines, movies, social media, ads, and of course, anime. Anime, however, takes it to a whole nother level. In my opinion, anime is the true definition of hypersexualization. Every character is drawn to the height of human beauty standards. Perfect clear skin, perfect facial symmetry and structure, over-exaggerated bodies, youthful, sometimes too youthful. And of course,
Of course. Interesting that he brings up like the facial symmetry thing, because there's like I believe there's like we like symmetry, right? As something about symmetry makes our brains go unga bunga. So they've actually, I remember seeing some thing about how they could define beauty as being symmetrical or some shit. People with more symmetrical faces are considered more beautiful and that kind of thing. But the issue that I have is when he's showing like the speed drawing section, right? I wonder if I can kind of find that again in the pause game. Sometimes
A
too
little bit.
youthful. Where is it? Yeah, it was back a bit. Oh, there we go. There we go. So the issue with this, right? So what's happening here is like, because I use Clip Studio Paint, I know what's going on here. So they've got what's called the Symmetry tool. And the Symmetry tool is great for doing like complex patterns and complex patterns and all kinds of stuff like that, right? But the issue is, as you can see with this face, right? This face looks off, doesn't it? Right? Because
it's a little bit more in the chin, and doesn't need has to be less pointy for starters.
Yeah, well, it's not just that. It's because even though it's symmetrical, it doesn't work as a face, because when you just draw one side of the face and then mirror it to the other side of the face, it doesn't work, right? So even though he's like talking about like, oh, well, anime is designed from the ground up structurally to be, hypersexualized and hyper attractive, right? It's kind of like, while I can agree that anime is obviously stylized in a way to be attractive, right? Clearly, I don't see how that's really a problem inherently on its own. And I also don't think that using an example of, the symmetry tool in Clip Studio and drawing a fucking anime face that looks actually off, right, is really proving his point.
Who's the guy? I hope he either us or the
video. Yeah, come on, Ellie. You gotta have. I'm the dominant one in the relationship, guys. Okay.
No, I'm just kind of, you know me. I'm observing, counting the numbers, and after a minute or two, I go, all right, this is a problem, and I list a whole bunch of them. No, but to shoot first, I guess. He does start with just in conclusion, right? He just say these are the problems of society. These are the things, without any build up to why they're a problem.
Well, he says that hypersexualization, specifically in anime, is causing XYZ, and now he's kind of talking about like, now he's kind of just talking about like, okay, well, anime is made from the ground up to be hyper stylized, right? I wouldn't use hypersexualized. I would say hyper stylized is a better term for it, because it is stylized. So yeah, he's trying to make this point that because anime is kind of built from the ground up to be this particular way, to be attractive, that leads it to being worse than other forms of hypersexualization, because he ties it into, in the social media age, attention is the most important thing, so we have to, what gains the most attention? Well, sex, right? Or
Nretsew,
right?
I am reminded of an era of the music videos.
Yeah.
On MTV. Yeah. And I'm reminded of a couple of them. One is Destination Unknown. I don't know the artist. Destination Unknown.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it's a good song. I like it. It's pretty good. I mean, you only have to look at whatever the fuck. What was it? Nicki Minaj's WAP or whatever the fuck it's called, or there's
No,
like
but
plenty of examples of.
this is the I'm getting to the point. Also, Watch Out, where they're playing soccer, and was it Call Me, when they're in the fitness gym and whatnot, or yoga, whatever. Anyway, those are over 10 years old. So the hypersexualization isn't new. Didn't come with social media. Didn't come with attention deficit, whatever he's going to say about it.
Yeah, and I mean, you could make the point that, you know, music videos are even more sexual than most anime as well. Because God,
by saying the amount of music videos and how many of them involve sex of some kind, or sexiness or attractiveness. Yeah, most animes are about, hey, cool fights, or drama.
Isn't there like, what was it? There's like a Coldplay. Is it a Coldplay song? It's like, the sex is on fire. Or something like that. Anyway, let's continue.
Over-exaggerated bodies, youthful, sometimes too youthful. And of course, this applies to all media because we have things like
quick interjection. He cut off before he could even say too youthful. I feel he had an image there, but he cut it out later.
Well, either that or he like he wanted to kind of just sneak that in there without people kind of noticing, because he'd probably get fucking roasted.
Well, it's all on screen and all, so it's not even really sneaking in there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get to sort of about plastic surgery or whatever now.
Surgery and Photoshop and just picking beautiful models, but anime is drawn. It can explore a lot more different ideas and fantasies and angles.
Man, look at that. Those are some tags, boy.
40,000, 50,000 to make it a round number.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of the
right?
The Shota boys be eating good.
Yeah, and I picked my title for Above the Screen very, very well.
Yeah, watch pretty boys become Chad. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, no, yeah, it is drawn, so yeah, you can explore these ideas. But the beauty of it is it's not fucking real. So
that ties into a thing I'm going to say about Dandadan later.
Yeah, because it's not real. You can explore these kind of interesting concepts and ideas without it being harmful, right? And so I get kind of the point that he's trying to say. He's like, oh, because it's drawn, it's worse. Because look at how more extreme you can go because it's not, you know, tied to reality. But I feel like that point is also counterproductive in a sense.
So I watched playing Noita. I watched a review of, was it Pointless Hub, a YouTube channel, of the movie Cloverfield.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that in my Rex, but I haven't watched it.
Anyway, the point is, Cloverfield was kind of an allegory for 9/11. The same, you know.
Big planes, two towers. Yeah, I'm familiar.
yeah, but the point is that Cloverfield as a monster is a great destructive unknown. It's unknown. You don't know what it is. You don't know why it's happening. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. The film is shot from the ground as a civilian, so you don't get you don't get to see military bases and generals conferring whatnot. No, it's all from the perspective of somebody in the streets going, oh god, what's happening?
Yeah, because if I remember, it's like a found footage camcorder type thing.
So there are other movies made about 9/11. Some are actually, 9/11 is happening right now. Apparently they all suck. But Cloverfield is good. And the reason why Cloverfield is good is because it's an allegory, because you can highlight the terror in it instead of, just referencing this guy that said
it also makes it more mass appealable too, because it's not direct, like, because 9/11 is a distinctly American tragedy, right? So as a Kiwi, right, I obviously can't feel the same level of, I could look at the towers coming down and be like, fuck me, that's fucked, right? But it's not like, it's probably not as impactful to me as someone who was actually fucking there, right?
Yeah.
And had to fucking experience it, or someone who was in America, because I've heard a lot of Americans talk about, how they were at school or they were, at home or whatever. Like, where were you during 9/11, right? And that kind of thing. So having it be an allegory allows you to explore the same concepts, right, without it being, tied specifically to the tragedy itself. Which
I
you're
guess
right, it's
I
quite
was
interesting.
in the bus going back from school. I guess.
I think I remember I did see it on television. I can't remember when though. I must have came home from school or something. But it was I remember watching it happen, or not watching it happen, but watching footage of it happen because the time zone difference, right? So would have gotten to us quite late. But yeah, no. Anyway, let's get if your media had a role in the context of why it happened and why it didn't. I don't know what Introspect is talking about. I'm kind of
the media
confused.
had a role to play in the context of what happened. The movie is just monster.
Let him speak, man. What is he talking about?
My friend, you have to name names. Nori is the guy who made the video. I guess you don't see our names, but I am the.
Well, I'm half convinced it's a bot. I'm half convinced ChatGPT has joined.
I did a sneaky check at the profile. There is a video there.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, because we. This is how the show works. We pause and we talk about shit.
And he interrupts me a lot, and I sneak in a few things at times. It's all part of the duo. It's all part of the plan.
Yeah, it's part of the dynamic. But anyway, back to the video.
That's able to explore in real life. It's hyper stimulating, and most people who start watching hentai or reading doujin will eventually just prefer it.
Everybody is an incel now. Man, we're getting a lot of new faces in the chat today. This is great.
New first-time chatters. Also, I object to using Dress Up Darling for this. Dress Up Darling is a wholesome story about getting to know each other.
Yeah, this is another problem I have with the overall, point this guy's kind of going, the train of logic this man is kind of going down, right? Where it's it ultimately leads to you cannot ever have any sex in anything ever, right? We have to sanitize all media, otherwise someone could get addicted to fucking the hentai or whatever, right? Because you're right, in the context of Dress Up Darling, right? Like this particular scene, right? It's treated as romance, big romance moment. Ooh boy, ooh boy, ooh, right? I don't really yeah, it's a little bit fancy obviously, but I don't know if I would describe it as it's meant to be.
It's the big moment where they recognize the sexuality of each other at the moment, right? The possibility of sex suddenly appears, and the question is, what are they going to do about that? And to call it fan service, it's fan service for my heart. It's heart service.
yeah, it makes you feel things.
It makes me feel very anxious and happy, and all the whatnot for these characters that I like. But fan service for my own sexual arousal, this is not the scene. This is not the series for that.
There was that one artist that did a really good animation where they did a what if scenario if they did do it, and that was really good. I'd have to go find it. I'd have to go find the because fuck, it was so long ago when I saw that fucking animation. It was really good,
but still
really good.
Even if they explicitly had sex, I don't know. I kind of would. I think I would rather feel happy for them than be actually aroused in a moment.
Probably. We have another new chatter. I don't know if you would call it real fan service, because these animes tend to really blue ball you in the end, because nothing ends up happening. Like you said, the possibility of something happening. It's kind of the same thing with High School DxD, just a lot of hinting of things happening but never do. That's true, actually. Especially when we're talking about like ecchi anime as well, because I think at the end of the day, like I've mentioned before, like there's a difference between going to a strip club and going to a burlesque show, right? And I feel like that's sort of the difference between a actual hentai, right, and an ecchi show, right? Because it is meant to be tittillating, right? Like you see the anime jiggly titties, and you are meant to kind of go, "Oh, that's kind of nice," right?
All right, so this is a bit of a conjecture, a bit of headcanon-y theory crafting, but I feel that harem anime, harem stuff mostly comes from one, visual novels, two, manga, and it was just hip. It was the culture. It was the time, the era to make those kind of stories. The time of visual novels has passed. The harem protagonist, where you have 4 or 5 routes for 5 different girls, those games are kind of over, not made as much anymore. So manga also, people who write manga play those games and vice versa. So
got inspired by them, yeah.
So those manga, there are a lot less manga about explicit harem shows, right? There are still, but they are not as interested as in having the main character or having all the girls fall in love with the main character. I don't know. Harem shows were funny and nice to have, but I'm not that sad that there are lesser of these days. There are plenty of other good stuff in return. So I'm not sad that it's
interactions and hand holding is sexualizing and lewd. Yeah. Good old 5-0. And ecchi is all about the tease. Yeah, we as the membership, bro. We ain't got no numbers for that shit, bro. we ain't got no numbers for that. We are a small indie stream. Please understand. small indie stream
with actual jobs,
With actual jobs, yeah. But anyway, let's get back to it.
To real live action porn. And the problem is, nearly every single anime has these elements of hypersexualization, which I'm sure you know what this leads to young men consuming. In fact,
every single anime, Ellie, every single anime is hypersexualized.
I don't know, Nretsew. Japan has won the cultural victory. Anime is reigning supreme. Hatsune Miku is our goddess.
We have to worship the emperor every afternoon. Have a picture of Emperor, what's his name, Hirohito or whatever. I can't remember.
I believe he's Hirohito. But no, Hatsune Miku is in the picture. That's the.
See, again, it kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the stream. I love how over exaggerated these guys get, right? like every single anime has these elements, and part of it is because he hasn't actually defined what he's talking about, right? Because you could argue okay,
symmetrical faces.
If you define, right,
symmetrical faces everywhere.
Yeah, symmetrical faces everywhere. Yeah, and that's what I mean, right? If you define hypersexualization as just attractive characters. Yeah, I guess you're right. Anime has hypersexualization everywhere, yeah? Heck, I watched High School of the Dead myself, wasn't even focused on the sexy ladies all the time. Yeah. So anyway, let's keep going.
The only anime I can think of that doesn't have sexualization in it is Attack on Titan.
Wait, my dudes, my friends, my buddy. Nretsew, go back to his night.
Let's have a look. Oh man. Oh yeah. Look at this not hypersexualized man right here. Look at this.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5?
He's got a fucking 7-pack here or some shit.
Yeah.
He's got giant ass pecs, he's fucking shirtless, right? This isn't meant to appeal to a certain demographic, right? Come on,
Nretsew, I remembered the goddamn shipping wars between Levi and Eren and all whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Masaka's abs. Yeah. Sanity's on point of the chat. Yeah. Using Attack on Titan as your example of a non-sexualized anime is very, very silly.
But Levi and Aaron got shipped so hard.
Yeah. It's
He's going to say there's no
Jesus
sexual or
Christ.
no what.
There's no sexualization at all in Attack on Titan.
And before he would respond in this in this fantasy world where he was responding, people watched the show and got out of it. I'm going to ship Aaron and Levi together. How is that different from watching anime girl and getting now I'm addicted to porn?
the anime girl to porn addict pipeline.
The Attack on Titan
anime girl once.
The Attack on Titan the Attack on Titan to yaoi shipping pipeline.
Yeah. What's that fanfiction website, AO3 or whatever?
Yeah,
the Attack on Titan to AO3 pipeline. Oh fuck! All right, let's get going.
In it, Attack on Titan.
Loud. Okay.
Problem with hypersexualization being present in 99% of anime is that we get led down this rabbit hole. We start watching.
Okay. All right. 99%, Ellie.
99%
of anime is over sexualized garbage. I'm fucking dying, dude. Oh man. All right.
Watching anime that has elements of hypersexualization, then we say, hey, let's go explore different genres of anime, and then you start to learn that there's whole genres dedicated to this, like ecchi and harem.
How do you learn this?
He is a no-fapper, Sandy. We talked about this a little bit earlier on the stream. We've covered this guy before, and he's very much a no-fapper. Yeah. Say what were you gonna say? I'm sorry to interrupt.
How do you discover that ecchi exists?
I am not. Hang on, I had to interrupt you, Ellie. I'm gonna do a Kanye West. Grab the mic. I'll let you finish. But I am a fucking Kiwi. I'm not British. I'm not British.
And neither am I a German.
We've been typecast, Ellie.
Oh no!
Oh boy!
Well, it reminds me. I wanted to mention this at a random preamble, but I was looking into the Fantasio game, right? Because I am interested.
Oh yeah.
But Noita is now on the mind, and I want to finish that translation. My reward will be for finishing the translation. Will be for Fantasio, maybe. But there's a neat little detail where different languages have a different default name for the protagonist. It's a little bit cumbersome to get there, doesn't matter. But the point is, I saw an article, I went online and looked at an article that's listed all the from all the languages and what the names were. And the article said, hey, and there's a Dutch name that says William or something. And I go, right. Dutch translation for this game. Let me go look. La 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 la. I click in the link in the article, and it goes to Reddit, of course.
It goes to Reddit.
But then I go to the Reddit post, and the Reddit post says German name. Wilhelm.
See, 5-0, my teeth are not fucked up enough to be British. I can't. I don't even have British heritage, actually, which is kind because you would think being a Kiwi, I would have British heritage because British colony, but no, I think I've mentioned before, I'm actually half Dutch, half Argentinian, so I'm a very interesting mixed blood.
No, but to finish the point, Nretsew,
yeah,
the Reddit post says German. The article, which I had to go through first, says, oh, the Dutch name. It says in the Reddit post, damn, it's German. Why are you putting in the article it's Dutch?
Yeah.
I was so...
Listen, Elliot, all countries in the EU are the same, right? They're all the same country, right?
I was very pleasantly surprised and wanted to genuinely know what the Dutch name was, only to find out that, I don't know, I assume American doesn't make a distinguish.
Some American doesn't understand how European countries work.
Those are different European. I was upset, Nretsew. I was mad at the at the
All right.
writer.
Well, anyhow, looping distractions aside, looping back around to our boy here. He's currently talking about, introspect. He's Dutch. Ellie is Dutch. He's a Dutchman. He's a big Holland man, right? Big Holland man, right? So looping back to the topic of the video, he's talking basically about a common thing that I see no fappers kind of talk about, which is like escalation, right? Where you start off with like vanilla porn or whatever, and then eventually you're going out and searching for more and more white like graphic stuff over time to satiate your needs, right? Not actually true. Doesn't typically happen. I'd have to go back and look at the science behind it, but it's actually not common for people to go like, especially if we're talking about like, because they like to make it out like, oh, you start watching vanilla porn and then all of a sudden you're watching CP or some shit, right? It's like, no, it doesn't typically happen. Like people might experiment with like, different stuff like BDSM or other stuff like that, right? Like they'll typically like venture into more kinky stuff, but it never goes to such an extreme, right? That people, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I am from the Verenigde Oost-Indische Compagnie. I will pull out my Dutch card if I can, or if I want.
Yeah, biblically accurate. Oh man, there is something to do that, but it seems to only happen with people that have addictive tendencies. Yeah, that's the other thing. Addictive tendencies is another thing to consider. Yeah. Like most normal functioning people don't have like the escalation theory happen. But it's interesting how he's applying escalation theory to, he's applying escalation theory to like, oh, you watch anime, like normal anime that just so happens to have fan service in it. Oh, I guess you're going to go down the porn pipeline and become a fucking, degenerate, right?
All right, Nretsew, this is far from flexing or whatever. I've watched anime for the better part of my life by now. I am translating eroge for fun. I'm following the Lou artist on the Twitter. I have bought my own house. I have a career. I have a job. I have things.
Yeah.
I have friends. I'm going to the D&D thing next week. I am normal.
Yeah.
I don't know
most
what
normie of normal. Like outside of this stream, you are the most normie of normies you could possibly normie.
I have a garden. I am going to have to cut the grass soon.
Yeah.
Isn't that the most normal thing you can do?
Yeah, it's the same with me, right? Like I'm Nretsew, the perv is the persona on Twitter, and I'm into my hentai. I make no fucking qualms about that, right? But outside of the internet, right? I'm just I got my work, I do my job, I do my stuff, right? I'm a pretty functional member of society, all things considered, right? So. It's no, there's no real problem. But anyway,
the escalation. I escalated to buying a house, I guess, from watching.
Yeah,
anime.
you escalated to buying a house and paying taxes. All right, let's continue.
Eventually leads to you discovering and consuming hentai. This whole
It's so fucking fun. I'm sorry. I know. We just like pause and I have to pause again. But it's so fucking funny. Like it leads to you consuming hentai.
Watching pretty ladies and then watching porn, watching pretty nice animation and watching animated porn.
Oh no, Ellie, you might watch that futa porn. The girls with the penises. It's ungodly. You can't.
This is one of my
no
favorite.
Fun allowed. Why did he
I
put up the NHK anime with this? Yeah, because it's probably because he like wants to make out that
Well, because the NHK guy is very much a loser. He doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does he get Is his rent paid by the parents that hope
I
he?
don't fucking
I
know.
assume
Who
something
knows?
like that.
Maybe he's in college. Who knows? But anyway, let's keep going.
Cycle due to hyperstimulation, creating a bunch of dopamine. And for those who don't know, the
Dopamine.
more highly stimulating and low risk / work dopamine you release, the more signals you send to your brain to continue to do that activity.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Nretsew, just one more orb, one more wand to optimize, one more boss to defeat, and then I can then I'll go through to do the thing in Noita. Just one more.
You got to get all that dopamine out of your Noita. You got to get gotta get all that dopamine.
10 hours of straight gaming of Noita, not enough.
Yeah. Like my problem with this is, and he added the dramatic user. Yeah. But it's like, it doesn't work like this, right? Dopamine doesn't actually function the way that people like this say it does. It's not fucking crack cocaine. You don't, like, yes, the more dopamine you experience, right? It does give you like that high, right? It's meant to. It's the reward section of your brain, right? It's your brain rewarding you for things, right? And telling you, hey, that was good. You should keep doing it, right? But yeah, you could get dopamine for fucking anything, right? There's like alcohol, gambling, as we've mentioned before. That's another thing that gives you dopamine. Like jumping out of a fucking plane with a parachute gives you dopamine, right? People getting addicted to skydiving, right? Like, there's no, like, the issue I have more so than, hentai, big addiction, blah 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 blah, is the fact that they make it out that it's somehow different to other forms of stimuli, right? Like, you keep bringing up your Noita and whatnot. Like, there's not really a whole lot of difference chemically between playing a video game and getting the dopamine from, shooting the bad guys or whatever, right? Oh, big reward, big high score, right? Big dopamine. You did good, right? Rewarding you for doing good, right? There's no real chemical difference between these two stimuli, right? But for some reason, when it comes to like anything sex related, people kind of have this idea that sex is this magical, it's like this magical thing, right? That is somehow different, but they can never really explain why it's different.
Yeah,
right?
That's kind of
It's
annoying.
just assumed to be different.
That's annoying if talking about sex when suddenly it's all special and hush hush and super serious, but also you can't talk about it seriously and all that stuff. It's annoying.
Yeah. What's even the goal here? Even if you stop messing with porn, then what? They're making it seem like quitting is the answer to all your problems when it's really not. Yeah, exactly. I mentioned that that pace spin earlier, right? Something that this psychiatrist kind of talks about is like a lot of the effects that no fappers will claim they get from stopping porn was really less about the porn and more about, they're getting their shit together, right? Like, instead of staying inside all the time, right, they go outside and they do runs, or they go do community
to be
volunteering,
healthy
or they go
whatnot.
Yeah, they make dietary changes, or they go out and do other things, and they, like, because they feel they do like a correlation causation thing where they think, I stopped watching the porn and now I feel better. It must have been the porn that was making me feel worse, when that's not actually the thing that was, like, again, the porn is the cope, right? The porn is the thing that you're using to cope with something else that's wrong, right? So when you remove the other thing that's wrong, like, let's say you're not getting outside enough, right, and touching grass, right? When you start going out and touching grass, you'll have less of a need to cope with the porn, right? So you'll stop doing the porn as much, right? They have it backwards, basically. They have the whole thing backwards, and it's really fucking annoying. Because, at the end of the day, I want people to go out and, live their best lives. I don't want people to be, at home all day, living the neat life and fucking, doing that shit. Because, I've fucking had my bad moments myself, right? So I'm kind of like, I want people to do well. But this kind of advice that these guys kind of like to spew doesn't actually help people, because again, it's like Sanity kind of said, they think that, oh, I'll just quit the porn and then suddenly my life will get better, and then what ends up actually happening is they quit the porn, so they stop using the coping mechanism, right? And then they have nothing else to actually cope with.
And then
right?
they're going to cope with something else, or not cope.
Yeah, they're going to
anymore.
cope with something else,
Or
right? They'll
not
find
cope.
some other thing to cope with. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, basically, go see a fucking psychiatrist. That'll help you a lot more than fucking doing this no fat shit. So anyway, let's continue.
That's actually how we build. That's why it's very easy to create habits out of vices such as smoking, such as drinking, such as porn, video games. It's because it's so highly stimulating. And when you realize that porn is...
Are video games
What was that?
vice?
I mean, technically, if you ask some people, yeah. a lot of the trad cons like to go on about how all the video games are bad because they're stopping the men from,
I guess,
chewing rocks and eating grass, right?
I suppose if playing on your guitar, picking up a guitar is a vice also, because it's not productive, I guess. I think that's more of the issue, being not productive.
I mean, games do have sexual. Some games have sexual content, not all of them.
No, I can assure you, Noita, 0 sexual content.
Man, those pixels are pretty sexy, right?
Absolutely not. There's not a single sexy thing in that game. It's all death and murder and being a...
At least the ones rated to... I mean, it depends on the game, though, right? I mean, Stellar Blade is like a odd one out these days, right? Or Nier Automata or whatever, right? Like, I don't think all video games, obviously.
Well, Baldur's Gate, on the other hand.
Baldur's Gate, on the other hand, yeah, but even then, like, what's so what if it has sexual content? That would be my question there. There was a poll taken. I don't know if you heard about it, where they polled women on things that they find unattractive. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah,
I know a little bit of the context. Nretsew, that is a poll of a single user on TikTok.
Right. So some chick on TikTok put out a poll. Hey, followers, what do you find attractive in a man or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, we hate. Yeah, okay. Right.
I start a Twitter poll right now on the Twitter that I have with 1 follower, and I'll use that. I'll use that to be what is under.
See, I'm the one that should do that with my close to 1,000 followers.
Yeah, then you have a total representative poll of the entire whatever you're trying to poll.
Yeah. It's bias is bad, right? Bias is bad. But anyhow, let's continue.
Is among stimulating things a person can consume, because sex is a part of our most basic needs, along with food and shelter.
That's not how you read that thing. No, I'm not a psychologist. Or can you go go a little bit back?
Yeah, I'll go back a little bit. There you go.
Masturbation is also sex in this graph. In this pyramid, masturbation, watching porn, is the psychological need of sex fulfilled. So, hentai does fulfill this in the pyramid.
But you also notice, like, he's covered it up, but under love/belonging is sexual intimacy, which is something completely different, right?
Yeah.
Which is I think where he's tripping up here, right? Because just because you're like fapping to porn, right, or you're watching hentai or whatever, yeah, that fulfills the psychological need for sex, but you also crave that sexual intimacy. That's kind of where like the incels start to come in, where that's actually what, like, the incels don't actually want the sex as in the the psychological need for sex. They want that sexual intimacy, right? Where it's they want the lovey-dovey type stuff, right? They want to feel that kind of thing,
I don't
and
know,
they feel
this
like
is-
they're entitled to it, and that's where the problem comes in.
I
right?
think that feels some kind of more of this heavy speculation and whatnot, of course. I think that it's more of a security problem. They are not secure, not in themselves, but also not in their status in society and whatnot.
Well, we're not incels, so we wouldn't.
No, but also just small factoids that I know. You don't need to have fulfilled every layer to go to the next layer. You can have super, morality, creativity, or whatnot without friendship.
Yeah. So, but it's So he's being silly here. So let's continue.
Along with food and shelter, and the fact that with anime, it's basically porn on steroids. I'm sure you can start.
Anime
is porn on steroids.
Not hentai, anime.
Yeah, just anime. Yeah.
He loves Attack on Titan.
Holy shit. He loves Attack on Titan, though. Yeah, exactly.
Hard to see how this can very easily negatively influence your life. And all of these aspects I mentioned in the beginning of the video can be boiled down to one.
Yeah. Ellie's the violated heroine. The irony is not lost. The irony of the Avatar is not lost. But anyhow, let's keep going. Escape. Oh, we're going to talk about escapism now. Oh, lovely. We've talked about that a bit before, haven't we? Oh, hey, Samu. You missed your conditioning, Samu. It was a while ago. Too bad. I might do another one, maybe. I don't know. Depends if I feel like grabbing another can. So yeah, we're going to talk about escape. Yeah, we've talked about escapism before, haven't we, Elliot? About how escapism is like the most evil fucking thing a human can want ever.
This is, I know we've talked about it before, but don't ask me where or what else is the context.
Yeah, you and your fucking memory holding everything that we ever talk about.
To be slightly serious about it, I do believe it's mostly because I go to bed right after. I am not giving my brain the time it needs to process.
You're not able to internalize the information that just goes in and out.
I do it.
It's all a dream. This whole stream is just an Ellie's delusions.
Basically. So I don't remember anything when I wake up again.
So, but escape. This is another thing that these kinds of people like to do, where they villainize escapism, because I think part of it is political, where they want to attack escapism because if you're escaping from reality, then you're not politically engaged with whatever their pet ideological project is. Applies both to leftists and roidoids that attack escapism. Because at the end of the day, they want you to be a soldier for whatever cause they're trying to push on you that given moment, right? And so wanting to, you see this a lot with the arguments around politics and games, right? And how anytime a game actually does have politics in it, you have annoying fuckwits on Twitter that will go, see, look, there's politics in your fantasy. Oh, look, not understanding the difference between, a game like, I think the one that this has happened to recently was that Metaphor game, the Atlas one. Because apparently there's a lot of
metaphors,
big society, capitalism type stuff in that game, right? There's apparently, you'd probably like it, Ellie, because apparently there's a lot of big society, big discrimination, big racism, big
racism.
commentary. Yeah, you love racism. Big commentary on these things, right? And not understanding the difference between that and Family Guy having, the famous picture of Family Guy with Donald Trump or whatever, right? Like not understanding the difference between these two things, right? So I feel like, you can escape to a fantasy world that does have things in it. It's almost kind of like the Cloverfield example, right, that you were talking about before, right? Cloverfield, while it's not directly about 9/11, you could watch Cloverfield and escape from whatever shit you're doing, sitting down and you're just watching a horror movie, right? You don't even have to think about, this is 9/11, right? Oh man, it's an allegory for 9/11. No, you can just sit down and enjoy the fun monster movie with the things blowing up and the destruction and the, oh no, people dying. Oh god, right? I've killed Ellie. He's dead.
No. You went on your thing, and
I'm known for my rambly rants. Yeah, I do that a lot.
I am of course on the more. I am more interested in sometimes also just the mundane things behind the choice. Looking for the politics where it's not so easily seen or easily found. Yeah, I do think I would look at Family Guy as a political or as a societal or in that sense, looking for what they try to do with their jokes, what their things is. What was it? Quagmire, is that one of the characters in Family Guy?
Yeah, the pervert guy. Yeah.
So, he is kind of a human trafficker at points, right? He's a pilot, but he is like a bunch of Asian women.
I don't know nothing about fucking Family Guy lore.
I saw some episode or whatever, but there was like one episode where he was a pilot. I assume that this then is his jobs. These characters mostly have steady jobs, but he has like a bunch of Asian women trapped in his house.
It is something, yeah.
And they escape, and he says, "Don't worry about it. I have trackers or something." So. Is that then a kind of a small joke about traffickers and pilots and whatnot?
I would say that you're looking way too deep into it. I think, which is kind of not really what I was talking about in terms of like the political people that will, it's not anti-escapism, right? Is what it is. It's kind of the problem. We're getting off the track. We're getting off the track, Ellie. I gotta get you back on the rails. I'm gonna wrangle you for once. Yeah, not so good jokes in that show, to be honest. Like I said, I haven't watched Family Guy.
No, I just know some clips, and I assume
my overall point is that escapism is not fucking like necessarily inherently bad on its own, and I think it only gets kind of vilified by people that want to make it so that you have to always be politically engaged with like reality, right? Because if you sit down and watch like a half an hour show or an anime or whatever, and you're just having fun watching ReZero or something, right? You're not on Twitter talking about whatever the pet issue is or engaging with whatever the current politics is, right? Which is what the extremists don't want. They don't want you to do that. They want you constantly engaged, right? They want you constantly fighting.
I feel, right, that people are very capable of teasing out the political allegories in a thing they watch. They don't.
Yeah, you should be grinding, yeah, Samu.
No, people are capable of teasing out the political or societal allegories in a show, even though it's about card battles or whatever. But if some people see that and say, "I know what that meant," and then they spend their time on Twitter or elsewhere convincing people of the thing that they already saw but didn't feel the need to comment on.
I think we're kind of talking about different things though, so I'll read some the chatters and then we'll move on. Yeah, I'd say escapism is a necessary thing for human beings since the dawn of man. I would say humans have always had some ways of entertaining themselves, and these days, with how bad life can be, you kind of need to escape. Yeah, that's kind of my point, right? Like, I don't think there's necessarily anything inherently wrong with escapism.
So, Nretsew, barely on topic. You know that Venus, the Venus idol?
Venus idol?
Yeah, the prehistoric Venus idol.
Oh, like the one that's like a carving and it's like got a fat ass or something?
Yeah, but the head is like a basket or something, but
I don't know.
Anyway,
I know that like back in like there's fucking cave painting porn and shit, so
Yeah, but you know the thing about the Venus idol is that it's kind of thought of as a goddess or something, or you know, religious artifact or
Mm,
whatever. There's a new theory. Who knows if it's true? It's cultural anthropology. That is always a. I think this is
a weird field, yeah.
with a bunch of assumptions. Uh, no, this idol, this religious idol. No, this was for the Goon Cave.
It was for the Goon Cave.
This was not a
some absolute fucking degenerate has carved out his goddess. He made a figurine of his goddess, and he's got that in the goon corner of his cave, and he's just jacking it.
And you just pass this masturbation aids around to the next guy that went into the Goon Cave.
God, that'd be fucking funny.
Cultural
But anyway,
anthropology. That's either it's a religious artifact for a very important goddess, or it was used in the Goon Cave.
All right, let's continue.
The tendency of distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy. In modern times,
so you mean like when you're almost starving because you couldn't catch that antelope?
Yeah. Fuck. I couldn't catch. I'm not gonna be able to eat tonight. Better grab my goon my goon sculpture.
Humans are humans.
Humans are humans.
So easy lifestyle of seeking distractions and comfort from reality instead of facing our problem. It can take the form of eating ice cream when you get the feeling of hunger, even though you know you want to lose 20 pounds. Or,
well, I mean, God, it's so annoying because it's like these guys latch on to like real problems, but then turn them into this like weird sort of thing where it's like, how do I put this right? Because I had a thought and now I've lost it immediately after thinking about it. God damn it! I hate it when that happens.
You know, jumping to conclusions, but also like,
yeah,
I have the answer. The answer is not solving your problems.
Yeah, because stress eating is a real thing, right? There is a psychological thing where if you get stressed, you become hungry. It's like a fucking. I've read about it before. It is actually a thing, and it is something that does affect people sometimes. Where, yeah, something bad happens, so you go to like a McDonald's or whatever, and you're fucking eating Macca's, right? Some shit, right? But the issue is like it's not like. My problem is that only becomes a bad thing when, similar to what Sanity's saying in the chat, right? When it becomes an excess, right? If you're doing it in moderation, there's no problem, right? If it's like, oh, I had a bad day, I'll treat myself to some Maccas, right? Because, I don't know, I got rained on or whatever and I didn't have my umbrella. Oh, I feel down. I don't feel like cooking anything tonight. Fuck it. I'll just go to Macca's, right? Like, you know, that's, as long as you're not doing that every single fucking day of the week, then it's okay, right? You just, treated yourself to something, right? I feel like there's this undercurrent assumption that's going on where that's happening all the fucking time, right? When I don't necessarily think it is. In most normal cases, of course, right? Like if you are actually depressed and you are using eating as a cope, similar to how people would use porn as a cope, as I've talked about before, right? Then there is a problem. But that problem isn't the food. That problem is, the underlying depression, right? Whether that is being caused by circumstantial stuff or by, clinical chemical depression, right? Which is an actual thing that needs to be medicated, right? So, yeah. No. One size fits all answer. Yeah.
Nretsew, just for a complete shift of gears again. Nretsew, this image is horrible. Look at how badly drawn the controllers are on the desk and where the
is it? It doesn't look like AI.
No, it doesn't look like AI.
This video probably came out before AI as well.
But also, look at how the attachment point for the microphone arm.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's also the
it's attached to the wire. Unless there's like something like we can't see and it's getting cut off, It's so weird that people need to lecture about moderation, and I would like to believe that people would have the brain to not go overboard. But that goes back to some people having addictive tendencies, and while for most you can manage these habits, there's psychology behind it, right? And there are and I think that there are people that do legitimately have issues with moderation and being able to moderate themselves, and that those people need help, right? Obviously, right? We shouldn't just leave them in the dark. The issue is that the solution a lot of these guys come to is we need to penalize the people that don't have a problem in order to save the people that do have a problem. It's kind of like the famous censorship quote about should we ban people from being able to eat steak because a baby has no teeth and can't eat steak, right? That's where I start to have a bit of an issue with the argumentation, right? Where some people have a problem with, masturbating 24/7. That means we need to ban all pornography, right? That's where I think it starts to kind of go down here. Yeah, the question is, why are you feeding a baby steak in the first place? Exactly.
Yeah, this is kind of what he's saying also in Nretsew, that headphone over on the monitor is tiny.
Yeah, see, Ellie is like a fucking squirrel, right? He's sitting here looking at all these he's looking at this image and he's like, oh, Nretsew's having a rant. Okay, I'll just not listen and just
No, I'm listening, but since I'm not talking, I have extra mental capacity to do something different also. Nretsew, but this is kind of repeat what he started with. He said, society bad, all these things that is because of anime, and it's also just the solution is no anime. Right?
Yeah.
How would, but he's talking about society right now. How does no anime solve society? Is he now advocating for the banning of all anime?
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's keep going.
Loading up YouTube for 2 hours when you know that you have a project that's due tomorrow. This is escapism and sexual content.
Okay. I hate how I have to pause and unpause real quick, but there are some people, particularly people that have attention deficit disorders, and I'm speaking from experience, that actually work better when it's closer to a deadline, right? And this is actually a proven psychological thing where they're not necessarily procrastinating, but as the deadline draws closer, the urgency of needing to complete it is actually is a driving force to get them to actually do it. So there's some people that are just more geared to that kind of thing where it's I should be doing this thing that I have to have due in 3 days, right? But I'm gonna put it off until I don't know, the day before, because and then they basically tune all of their focus into doing that thing the day before it's due, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's not necessarily. What I'm saying is, it's not necessarily an indication of laziness, right? It's more. It could be an indication of attention deficit, right, or attention disorders, right? But it also could just be a personality trait thing, where the urgency of the deadline coming up is a driving motivator rather than I need to get this done, right? That kind of thing.
So I think I'm probably fairly average in that regard. That eroge that I'm translating, I've been translating that for 7 years now.
Yes, but you have no deadline for that, though,
no, I have
right?
no
It's
deadline.
It's not like you have I have to get this translation done by fucking 2 weeks from now or whatever, right? So here's an interesting psychological question for you, Ali. If you did have a deadline, let's say you were hired by, I don't know, fucking one of the eroge companies or whatever to do because it's obviously a fan, whatever. Insert eroge company translator or localizer here, right? Let's say you're hired and they were listen, Ali, you need to translate this thing, but in the next 2 weeks, right? You have 2 weeks to translate this thing. Would that motivate you to stop procrastinating, to stop fucking around, as I like to say? Stop fucking around and actually do it? Or would you still be playing Noita, basically, is what I'm saying.
So this game has been like 2 days of work is 2 days away from being finished for the past 7 years.
Right.
I've just been, translating like 10 lines when I feel like it on a random week.
But I'm saying if I came along and I was like,
Yeah.
you have until like, I don't know, Tuesday or whatever to finish this, would
I
you
totally
still continue
can.
to procrastinate?
No, I'll finish it. Like, I'll finish then.
Yeah,
real
because and what I'm getting at is you'll finish it because you have a backlining motivation to do it, right? The reason you keep putting it off is because you don't have a backlining motivation. You don't have a deadline to meet, so there's no real necessity for you to crunch yourself to get it done, right? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, right, for a psychological insight, right? My I don't know. It's not how it really is.
Good is right. The difference between a hobby versus getting paid, essentially, because money's another driving motivator.
So, for my school, right, I had some thesis kind of thing. I had to make a report of some kind, right? I finished it ahead of time because
right. So have a different. Yeah.
I'd rather have that done sooner than later.
Yes, see, that's the opposite end of the spectrum that I was going to talk about, where you have other people that have a different perspective where, and I actually kind of have this too sometimes, where instead of procrastinating on the thing, I will get it done as soon as I get it, right? Like I'll get the assignment and I'll go, right, I'm going to crunch through this right fucking now so that then I don't have to worry about it in the future and I can just go and do whatever the fuck I actually want to do, right?
Yeah, but this is only
so you have like these two different kind of there's these two different personality types at play, right? Where you have some people that are more motivated by the deadline's coming up, I have to actually finish the thing that I have to do, right? Pushes them to do it, versus people that have the perspective of, hey, I'm going to do the boring part now, fun part later, right? You know, you have to do the boring part of the work to get that all out the way, and then I can go play video games, right? And not have to worry about it. So
no, but it only really applies to big important things. When it's lesser important, yeah, I'll start it when I need to, or I'll do it when I need to. And it means usually it's like a little bit later than maybe was wise, but for big important things, no, I'm doing it early. Like when I was buying a house, I was calling people early. Hey, is it still happening?
Says, it's a work ethic thing. Yeah, it's and to loop it back to the video so we can continue, right?
Yeah,
it's you know, when the issue I think I've got with Video Man, all right, is that he's attributing kind of this work ethic idea with laziness, right? The fact that some people, you know, when I don't think it's always necessarily a laziness point. I think that there are actually other factors at play here. And to assume that it's laziness, I think, is not good on his part. That's kind of my point. So, unless you've got anything to add, we'll move on.
No, I'm good.
Okay, let's continue.
Is one of the stimulating mediums for escapism. I want you guys to all imagine your dream lifestyle scenario. Let's say you're living in a beach house in the Maldives. Beautiful private beach right outside your patio. You're a highly focused and competent man who goes to the gym every day.
You're a sociopath!
Nretsew, what when I think about my ideal life, I'm not thinking about mansions or whatnot. No, I'm thinking about...
Yeah, me neither, actually, yeah.
I'm having a small garden because that's easier to maintain. I have my pet cat. I have whatever girlfriend I want. Doesn't have no role models. Don't need to have that, of course. I have my nice job that I can do with sometimes a little bit hard, but usually I cruise by my work because it's a fun job. No, I'm not thinking though I'm in a suit all day, grinding all day, serious all day.
Patrick Bateman, man. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Also, Gouda, this is the same guy, by the way. This is the become sociopath or psychopath man. It's the same guy. Yeah, it's the same dude. So it kind of makes sense that he's going off about
This
you
is
know,
another video.
why are we watching them again? This guy's ahead because it's funny, Gouda. That's why. Because it's funny.
We've been watching him for like
and the video is short too, so we get to crank it quite easily. But getting kind of back to it, right? Like like when I imagine like kind of like where I want to be, like I could be a little bit richer, I could have a bit more space, I could have there's plenty of things that I'd want to do, but I don't really imagine like the big mansion, the big car, fancy, I got my own private beach and shit, right? Like when I think about stuff like that, right? Like I think about like having a mansion or whatever, I'm like, fuck me, how the fuck am I going to clean this shit? I'm going to have to hire a fucking maid. I'm going to have to fucking, have workers and shit. Like, who else is going to be living in the mansion? Like, I can't. Why do I need a giant fucking house for myself, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't need this.
Sometimes, when I remember to, basically,
if the maids don't rob you either.
there is the national lottery, right? Tax free and all that stuff. I like to partake in. I'd like to buy a ticket for that thing. Problem is, Nretsew, I often forget to buy a ticket before it starts. Before the drawing day is done. For example, right? I wanted to buy a lottery ticket for this month, and the draws are on the 10th. And I thought on the 9th I'll do it tomorrow. And then it was the 10th, and I'll do it in 2 hours. And then it was too late to buy a lot for that draw day. And I'm thinking, oh well, I'll join the next one. I'll buy it, I don't know, when I have the time for it, I guess. So, but what I'm going to do when I win like €1 million? I think I'll go renovate this house a little bit better. That's my big money plan. Yeah, see, I've had like thoughts about that too. Like, what would I do? I mean, also, Gouda makes a really good point that you can make a lot of money, but making a lot of money does not equate being rich, right? Which is quite true. I would say if it was me, I would obviously put a bunch of it away in savings to start with, to have a fallback, and then I would probably start looking at doing some investment. I'd probably invest in a few things, help a few friends out, that kind of thing. Oh
try to have the money grow, try not to fuck it up.
I thought about this more than I really should have. Right? If I win the jackpot, right, €10 million or however big it is, I don't know. I would attempt to buy, hey, I want lottery, guys. Family, do you want a new house? I'll buy it for you.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, all right, but then I own the houses, but I kind of want them to own the house because why do I need? I'm not going to collect the rent of them. That's annoying.
Yeah.
What is there a contract that I can sign for? Give them ownership rights over time.
You'd probably just transfer the deed, wouldn't you?
Or something. I don't know because I never do. You see, I'm thinking about this way too much. I thought about this.
Yeah. But it as Gouda kind of puts out in the chat, because you could be making 6 figures, but if you're spending more than 6 figures a year and you're on your extravagant, lavish lifestyle, you end up being poorer. And that actually happens a lot with people that win the lottery. A lot of people do win the lottery, and they do that kind of stuff where they just buy all of this. They buy more than what they can actually afford, right? Because they think, oh, I have like $1 million or whatever. I'll buy, a house and a car and a thing. And then they don't realize, oh, you have to pay mortgage on the, well, not mortgage on the house. You have to pay taxes on the house. You have to pay, license and registrations on the car. You have to pay for the fuel. You have to pay for this. You have to pay for that. And all of those costs kind of add up over time, right? And people don't realize that kind of shit is, insurance. Yeah, as Gouda says, insurance, right? Like people don't realize that kind of shit like adds up. And so they end up buying way more than what they can actually afford, and then they lose it all because they can't, they haven't done what I mentioned that I would do, which is one, put a bunch of it into savings, right? So it can, you can accrue some interest on it, right? And have some of that, right? And then the rest of it would go into maybe doing some investments. So obviously I'd buy a few things for myself, but I would want to invest in things that are going to generate more capital, right? To be able to actually, have that money kind of circulate and grow, right? It's not like I'd get into crypto or anything, because that would be fucking retarded, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like maybe I'd start a business or something, or I'd invest in a business, or I would buy, shares in something, right?
No,
That kind
I
of
would really just give houses to my family, to family members. That's my what I.
Oh, but here's the thing, Ellie. If you invest in some businesses, you could make more money than you put in, and then you could buy more houses for more of your family.
Whatever. No, I buy some houses. Hey, here's 500,000. Buy an apartment or
Be an NFT. Yeah, I'll buy some monkey NFTs about the yacht.
No,
club.
and then whatever remains, I'll put in like the most boring and safe investment fund or whatever. The pension funds. I'll put it in pension funds. Some boring thing like that.
Buy a Bitcoin just to break it into tiny chunks and donate it to private trackers.
I was going to give it somewhere. I forgot.
Anyway, we've kind of gone off the rails. Let's get back to become psychopath.
Hey, you actually spend time outside doing fun activities and hobbies. You have a great social life. You have a beautiful 10 out of 10 wife who cooks for you every day when you come home. Now let me ask you this. Would you be watching porn? If your answer is no,
actually, I'll let him finish.
and you still watch porn, like most of us, you are participating in escapism. Instead of actually...
Okay, wait a minute. I gotta hear that again. All right, let me go back to this.
Would you be watching porn? If your answer...
No. Let me go back a little further. I gotta get the whole point here, because So
I have question marks above my head.
Okay. Let's one more time.
Beach right outside your patio. You're a highly focused and competent man who goes to the gym every day. You actually spend time outside doing fun activities and hobbies. You have a great social life. You have a beautiful 10 out of 10 wife who cooks for you every day when you come home. Now let me ask you this. Would you be watching porn? If your answer is no, and you still watch porn, like most of us, you are participating in escapism.
So, okay. First problem. Does this man even know what rich people get up to? Does this man even fucking know some of the crazy kinky shit rich people fucking get up to when you leave them alone with their money for too long, right? I think porn is like the least of their fucking problems. All right, that's the first problem. The second problem is, I mean, you can still, like, what if I want to watch porn with my wife? What if I want to sit down with my wife and watch High School DxD or High School of the Dead or something?
High School DxD.
It's fucking great. Sit down with my my 10 out of 10 wife is gonna cook us a nice meal. We'll sit on the couch, right?
It sounds like
we'll just slap High School of the Dead in, and we'll just have a good time. Maybe it'll get us both turned on, and we'll get to making more family members as we go on.
Having your beautiful wife cook for you every single day and presumably clean up that mansion is a recipe.
Yeah, you have your trad wife.
Is the recipe for having your 60s heroin addicted housewife.
He's assuming that you can't be functional human being and still watch porn. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And before your wife likes cosplay sex. Dude, that would be amazing. That would be bad.
Cosplay is expensive.
Yeah, cosplay is expensive. Yeah. She watches anime and hentai for the cosplay outfits. It's literally My Dress Up Darling. That's actually really funny because My Dress Up Darling, she does watch the porn, right, and play the era gaze, right, and that's like a thing.
She's because she thinks it's fun, and then she likes a character in it. So it's normal behavior as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, it's just making, yeah, as Sandy says in the chat, it's making broad assumptions, right? It's funny that he used being rich, successful, wife is top notch. Like, yeah, most of the time you probably can't. Yeah, you probably aren't because you have an actual woman around. Because if you actually do have like an actual woman around, you're probably not going to be consuming the porn or jacking off or doing any of that shit as much. I mean, unless she's not putting out, but that's a completely different argument, I guess. It's a completely different problem, right? But I mean, kind of looping back to I keep bringing up that thing. I should go find the link for it. The paste bin that I have lying around. That's like the where the fuck is it? Because I have it somewhere around here.
No, it's also like he's. All right, maybe it's not worth mentioning or highlighting that much, but it's ideal work,
r// dead bedrooms. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, but it's so stereotypical, right? It's to be successful is to be a serious man. To be successful is to have a woman who's in the kitchen all day. To be successful, you have a big house, big rich, big suits, big whatever. It kind of irks me when he's trying, to the one path to salvation, the one path to be successful, the one path to be a real man is to immediately be held to this impossible standard, because this is a massively impossible standard.
Also, I just realized the archive of this paste bin is not accessible right now because the Internet Archive got fucked. Do you remember? You remember seeing the news about that because they got hacked and it's fucked. So I can't bring it up, but I can't bring up the paste bin, but I remember the final quote in the paste bin was something along the lines of, porn is kind of like fast food, where it's cheap, easily accessible, not very nutritious, but it's fine if you're in a pinch and you can't, you're not getting any from any other source, right? And you just want to have something quick and easy, right? And as long as you don't, fucking become an actual like gooner, like goon cave shit. Although I actually think a lot of that's LARPing, but whatever. Unless you're actually cooming 5 times a day, twice an hour or whatever, it's not really a fucking problem, right?
No, it's same like, people get addicted to exercise or whatever, or frills in general. And you won't catch me, skydiving for fun. I might try it one day.
You're not gonna jump into an active war zone for the dopamine.
Oh yeah, that's tough, right? The crazy people that go to North Korea for fun.
They go to North Korea for fun or whatever. But it's like, it's kind of, I think that part of it is, they kind of just demonize people that have a functional sex drive, because regardless of whether or not you're like actually getting laid or not, right? If you have a girlfriend or not, you still have a sex drive and you still need to deal with that, right? And so it's, even if you're in a relationship, right? I don't really see any problem if you're in a relationship and it's like,
she's still reading her fan fiction. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Imagine it's like, I imagine, right, there's a lot of scenarios where you have, let's say, like a wife that's like into the yaoi fanfics and just slicking off in like another room while the dude is like jacking off to big anime waifus in another room. And they're like
relationship goals.
Some funny shit like that could happen, right? Because because the big issue is like communication, right? Like if they should talk to one another and be like, hey, look, I'm into this. Hey, look, I'm into that. Hey, I want, this much sex, this little sex, right? Let's work something out, right? Let's figure out what we want to do with the relationship shit, like basic relationship shit, right? Man, we've got a
but
nice conversation going on in the comments that I kind of want to go and read. You make your point while I read the chat for a sec.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't disturb them when they're having a moment.
Yeah, we should disturb the chat. It's like we're at the zoo. We have to.
No, we're closing the bedroom door.
I'm joking.
That's it.
Yeah, he sounds like he'd go broke. Spends too much money on extravagance. It's kind of funny too because he doesn't want people watching hentai, but if you got rid of it today, what's stopping someone from going to VTubers or going to Twitch streamers, the Twitch bots, relationships with women in the current era, double-edged sword. Yeah, that's like it's a whole other debate. Like, if people will go to porn if they have nothing left. It's not that they don't have anything left, it's that the options that men do have aren't as good in comparison. Would you rather buy a sex doll than consider a real woman? At this point, I value having a job over becoming unemployable. Because you get rid of hentai today, but then you have the same person who'd probably do something like go to e-girls. Yeah, and OnlyFans. Yeah. Options in terms of sexual options. Yeah. I get what Sanity's saying. Yeah, it's a good point. So anywho, back to become psychopath.
Instead of actually going out there and becoming a better and competent man so that you can actually build that lifestyle for your future wife, you're jerking off to some 6 out of 10 get plowed, or even worse, watching hentai. And by
Huh?
Watching hentai is worse than watching a 6 out of 10 get plowed. You heard it here first, guys.
Oh no, Nretsew, I'm seeing it already. The image that he just showed about this perfect house is now black and white. The dream is not attainable.
Oh no. But it's like, again, my big problem is like, everyone's conceptualization of what like a real man is different, right? Like, I don't really think that, like, I'm not going to look to Andrew Tate and be like, yeah, that's what all men should be. Right?
I'm looking at that house, Nretsew, I'm looking at that house and I think that the tide will flush that away.
Yeah. Okay, here's a fun. This is off topic, kind of, but when I was a kid in primary school, there was like an after-school program run by, I think it was some kind of religious, kind of Christian type thing or whatever. It was kind of fun, right? It was just like, after school learning about things, and they had this like song or I can't remember like the full context of the song because this was when I was a child, right? But part of the song was about like, you shouldn't build your house on a sandy land because it's not strong foundations and it will be washed away, right?
Yeah, that sounds religious, alright.
Yeah, and I don't actually remember like the full context behind that song and what it was actually about. I just very vividly remember it being about not building your house on a sand. Like, I go to this like, not because my family was religious or anything, but just because they wanted to put me in an after school program just so I had something to do, right? After school, right? As a thing. So like, I go to this after school program and they're doing all of this like, religion and fun activities and line dancing or whatever and all this other kind of shit. And the only fucking thing I actually remember from it is don't build your house on a sandy land.
It's probably some moral religious, be moral, which means be Christian.
Yeah. I think it was probably something like that where it was like you should build your stuff on solid foundations,
your kingdom, your country on the basis of Christianity.
Something like that. But I just think it's funny how don't build your house on a sandy land.
Or to that garage even, right? I'm kind of doubt. No, this is AI. Look at that second story window. It doesn't align.
So anyhow, it's just a tool to shame men into doing something they don't want. Yeah, exactly. They want to shame men into like doing something. It's never really clear like exactly what they want men to do, right? Become rightoids, I guess. I don't know. But anyhow, let's keep going.
This is AI.
I guarantee you that you will never ever have that dream reality because we're all in competition.
All right. Back to video. Fab once, you'll never get that house.
Yeah. you blew your load to an anime girl once. Dreams ruined. No, no dreams for you. It's
is he
too
now
late.
going to say there are anime that are good though, like Attack on Titan? Though?
No, he's talking about how like you'll never get that dream because we're all in competition with each other, right?
Maybe he's going to switch on, but not all anime is bad because he's showing old.
No,
anime.
I don't know if we're gonna get there, but like what he's talking about right now specifically is you're never going to get that because while you're jerking off, some other man is like locked in or some shit, right? Some other guy is locked in and he's being Andrew Tate right now or some dumb gay shit. I don't fucking know.
Nretsew, sometimes you hear the question, right? Would you suck a dick for $1 million or something, right? And Nretsew, right? I would say no because I don't need $1 million.
Yeah, same. I don't think I need to suck dick for $1 million. I don't want to be a whore, okay? The correct answer is yes.
Nah, I don't need it.
Anyway. Right. You have to keep doing something at all times, or you're just wasting life. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They stress you out a lot less than women that are 50th. Yeah. Hoflation. Hoflation. I love that. That's good. All right, let's keep going.
100%. You're gonna lose to somebody like me or Hamza or
Like
any
me?
man.
Wait, who's Hamza? Who the fuck is Hamza? What?
No idea.
Yeah,
back for a second. Maybe it's a full
hang
sentence.
on a minute.
100%. You're gonna lose to somebody like me or Hamza or any man who is willing to put 100% effort into becoming the best man that they can become.
All right,
okay,
dude.
but
come back when you buy a house.
Okay. Yeah, well, okay, but first off, right? What? It's assuming that I'm like even trying to compete for the same thing, right? Like, I could go out there and like fucking, go do the fucking Tinder thing or whatever the kids do these days, or I could go to the bar and like be available and dress up fancy and do the whole dating thing or whatever, right? But I choose not to because I don't actually have a fucking desire to compete in that, right? Which is what differentiates me from like an incel, because the thing of incels, right, is they feel entitled to the thing, but then they also don't put any actual effort into getting the thing, right? So because they think that, oh, if I shouldn't have to shower and I shouldn't have to dress up and I shouldn't have to, go out and be a functioning member of society. The woman should just suck my dick, right? Like that's the problem with incels. But the thing with me, right? Speaking from my personal perspective, I just don't, it's kind of a MGTOW thing, but I don't consider it MGTOW. It's just, I'm not interested in going out and having a relationship right now. I'm not interested in it. I'm not in a position where I want to do that. So I just don't. So would he describe me as like losing?
Yeah.
Because I'm not like competing at all? Like I'm making a conscious decision not to compete? Does that mean that
you're not
lose?
on the grind. You're not grinding, and therefore.
Yeah, I'm not on the grind. I'm not on the grind set. Yeah. I'm not on the grind set.
No, but I was going to say something.
Yeah, what do you think, Ellie?
Competing. He's also.
Yeah, I'm off the market, as Gouda would say. Yeah, I'm not.
All right,
on the market
two
right
things,
now.
right? Hansa. The only thing I did a quick search on Hansa, and the only thing I could find was a Swedish manufacturing company. So
okay.
I guess. Also,
maybe it's his like. I was wondering if maybe he had like a friend on YouTube that was also doing these kinds of videos, and we could get more content.
I was just typing it into the Google, not into his affiliated or recommended channels thing, because a video would play and then it would make a sound and it would sound odd on stream. Oh yeah, I remember, right? This is kind of hard. He's just saying stuff like alpha and beta and whatnot, but not using the words, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Also,
he's saying, like,
alpha and beta.
If you don't compete if you're not competing in the grind set, then you are a beta compared to us alphas that compete in the grind set.
Oh yeah,
right? That kind of thing.
we shouldn't let it slide. He said like me, like
Yeah, like me. Yeah,
you're losing out like people like me.
yeah, yeah, Mister. I am on YouTube talking about anime. And, like, I also want to comment on what Sandy posted about incels, but I'll make this point first before I loop back to that. Something that I've found a lot with trad types is they're very hypocritical in that if this man truly was on the grind set, right? Like, let's say he's working out, he's going to work, he's looking for a fucking hottie to hook up with, right? To do his trad wife LARP or whatever, right? Why the fuck is he making YouTube videos about anime? Right?
How about he can watch anime though?
Every minute that he's sitting at the computer editing this video, he's not out doing the grind set, Ellie. He's not out at the bar hooking up with girls, right? Every minute that he's editing this video. And I have the same perspective with a lot of the trad types on Twitter, right? That you see that do literally nothing all day except go off about how the West has fallen and society is doomed to collapse and yada, 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 fighting with the SJWs or whatever the fuck on Twitter. And it's like, if you actually were like a trad, Christian, conservative, whatever, you wouldn't be on fucking Twitter arguing with 14-year-olds about fucking gender issues or whatever. You would be out there at your church helping your community. I know a guy, right? I know a guy who's like, I wouldn't say he's a trad, right? But he is like an actual Christian, right? And he isn't on Twitter. He isn't like doing, any of the internet shit. Like, he's on Discord and he chats with a few of my mates and stuff, right? But he's not like, hyper engaged with all of the politic drama shit. Like, he's kind of like you, Ellie, where I have to when I'm in VC with him, I'll talk to him about like all the crazy shit that happens on Twitter that's not real. And he's like, holy shit, this is funny, right? Because he's out like he does like volunteer work at his church, right? And he's out looking for like, a chick to marry and whatnot, but he's doing it through his community. He's just going out and doing all the things that Nori here is saying that men should be doing, right? And he's fine. He's normal. He's having the time of his life. He's having a good time, right? And I view him as way more of an actual like real Chad, or not Chad, Trad, whatever, right? All the ads, right? I view him as like way more of an actual man than any of these fucking like kids online LARPing as like, I'm a real man, Ellie, because I don't fap to hentai, yeah, right? Basically, it's kind of comes back to kind of like the clip that came out where I'm ranting about fucking like leftoids for 12 minutes, right? Where they don't have principles, right? It's the same kind of thing, but with rightoids, right? If they actually lived by their principles, they wouldn't be getting into autistic shitfits online. They would be out there actually doing the stuff, right?
Yeah, the point was what I was going to make about the alphas or whatnot is that in the wolf society where all this is so loosely is based on, alphas are busy all day. They are the most stressful job because alphas spend all day conflict resolving.
Right.
Being a real alpha means that you are constantly having to deal with the petty fights between you and somebody else and people between each other. Alphas are not a thing in humans anyway. But even if you are styling yourself after an alpha with, you are being the big boss of a bunch of men and a bunch of women on the side, I guess. That sounds tiring. Nretsew, living as a classified beta, as a not wanting or seeking the top dog position, means that you don't have to bother with all the petty fights that the alpha is doing. He can have his Twitter battles. He can do his Twitter fights. Being, I have more Twitter followers. Oh no, now I'm having to fight with this other Twitter guy for dominance on the Twitter account. Nah, I'm a beta. I'm getting my girl from there, and the alpha can do whatever he wants over there. It's all fine.
So to loop back, because I said I would, right? Sanity comment, common misconception. While you do have a few people, incels are just upset at their situation because it's in the name involuntary celibate, where they can't get sex or relationships due to things out of their control, genes, for example. Yeah. So to touch on that is true, right? I do agree that there are a lot of quote unquote incels that are they might not be the most good looking fellas, right? They might not be the great the best looking guys, and they feel like they can't get relationships or find a girl because they've got fucked teeth because they're British or whatever, right? To use that meme again. However, what I find tends to happen is those people get taken advantage of by the sociopaths, right? That kind of make it like they turn it from being like, okay, you're the reason why you're not seen as valuable and you're not seen as attractive is because of the woman's expectations. It's all the woman's fault, right? They don't want you because XYZ. You should blame them. I think that kind of detracts from, even if you feel like you're not attractive conventionally, right? I think in most cases, if you did do your best, right? If you did your best, right? Sure, it's not a guarantee, but self-improvement is always a good goal, right? Self-improvement is always good. And I find that a lot of the incel ideology, I guess, from the people that want to push like the psychological aspect of it, they tend to devalue self-improvement as a thing because they would rather blame it all on society or woman or other stuff like that. So I do feel for the brothers out there. Okay, I feel for them, right? I don't want them to go down a path where they think that, oh, I'm never gonna get a chick, or I'm never gonna get a girlfriend, I'm never gonna get laid or whatever because I have like a fucked nose or a bad symmetry on my face, or I'm an ugly man. It's like no. I also think another problem is that they have bad, just like women have too higher standards, men can also have too higher standards, and people should probably lower their standards a little bit.
Yeah,
it's also another problem, but that's like a whole nother fucking rant, right? Like, it's like a whole nother fucking thing.
To go back slightly, the problem here with this video, of course, is this just self-improve.
Yeah.
That's
kind of like
that's the end of the
opposite
conversation.
issue, yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, but the question is like the debate then comes around. All right, what is the self improvement, right?
Yeah,
like, what are you doing to self improve, right? And Nori's solution to
No
the problem
fun
is
no fun.
no fun. Eat grass, right? So Sandy says, I say it's the opposite because incels usually do try every angle to get the girls, and in fact, they're usually the ones going after all of these courses and such, but they just end up failing and getting taken advantage of.
Yeah,
in
but
the end.
courses
yeah.
are.
I'll leave it at that. That I agree, right? I don't disagree. I think there's it's a complicated issue, right? It's a complicated issue.
The courses
and I do think that they're.
Yeah, I really wanted to say, apparently, the courses are a scam, of course. They are made by people that first make you feel insecure, not enough, you're not enough. They make you feel insecure. And then they say, follow this course. After I made you feel bad, I'm going to make you feel better. And where you end up is like neutral at most. They're not going to make you feel so much better that they don't need you anymore. No, pay this extra deluxe course so you can really feel like a man.
Jack Murphy, the Liminal Order, or Andrew Tate in his War Room or whatever. Exactly,
whatever.
Exactly.
I don't know any of the things. I just know that this is the business model.
And that's and I do think that, like, to kind of give the incels a bit of their fair go, right? I do think that a lot of the ire towards incels is not actually helping the situation, right? A lot of the mock, like, I'll make my jokes here and there, right? Obviously, because everyone should be able to be made fun of. But I do think that a lot of the vitriol that is tossed at the incels is not actually assisting the problem. And in fact, it is making it significantly fucking worse, right? Because then it's just proving the psychopaths that are trying to trick them into thinking that everything is, society and woman's fault correct, right? When you know, they're just getting nothing but mocked all the time, right? So anywho, now that we've talked about that for a while, we're about halfway through. We're getting there. Another 2 hours and we'll be finished. It'll be great. We can talk about anime. So anyway, let's continue.
Now that we understand that porn is a big form of escapism, you can start to understand that because porn is a temporary escape from our depressing reality, it can actually ruin your long-term fulfillment in life and lower your productivity significantly. But understanding this makes the solution very simple. So here's some key steps to take back control of your life.
Oh, here we go.
Alright, here's the course.
Here comes the course. Yep.
The free sample.
So here's our free sample. Yeah.
Also,
but going back to it, he hasn't actually proved anything though, right? All he said is, okay, porn is escapism, and escapism is bad because if you do escapism, then you're not doing things in the real world.
You're not going to be
bad.
like me. You're not
going to be like me, right? So,
I wanted to mention that he's focused on productivity, and it's like a odd measure of success, right?
Yeah. Productivity, and
if he's going to mention it more, I would say he's kind of capitalism pilled, like productivity.
He's capitalism pilled, yeah.
Oh, the GDP line must go up, kind of deal.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say before we continue, success is relative to the person, right? Like, I would say that I'm, in my current situation, I am relatively successful. I got a job, I'm living in a pretty decent, little unit, right? I've got my own little space, right? I'm fine. I don't feel, obviously things could always be better, but it's not like I am, in a fucking horrible situation or anything. Like, things could be significantly worse, right? So to me, I would say, from my perspective, I'm successful, right? Like, just look at you, Ellie, right? You're always talking, you've got your house, right? You have your garden, you got your front lawn, right? You're
no
stuff,
front lawn,
right?
No front lawn. Is
Oh, no front lawn. Okay, well, you got your house, right? And I would say that you're successful, right? From my perspective, you're just as successful as I am, right? Like, we're both living the dream, right? So, success is relative, I guess, is the point, right? So, depending on what you want, and what you actually desire in life, right?
So, for real talk.
Yeah, I need a mansion and 5 women slurping you off. Yeah, totally, Sammy.
The real talk, right? This is a kind of an apartment kind of thing in a bigger apartment complex. This is my apartment. I paid money for this place. So it's actually mine, mortgage and all. My success level would be to have a house,
right. So that's like the next goal, basically.
That's the next level. That's like in 10 years or so, money and mortgages and all that whatnot. Then a house on the streets with my own mailbox kind of deal. That's and more than that I don't really need, right? What do I need?
Yeah, as Gouda says, as long as you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you're pretty much successful.
Oh no, I make it a point to have enough, at least.
I save every week. I got savings every week. Yeah.
It's my I have it, and I want to keep it enough money for half a year without a job. So I can do whatever in that half a year to get another job.
Yeah, or in the event of an emergency or whatever, you've got some
that's still
fallback to, you want to have some, and I've got that too, right? Where I've got several, I've got a savings account and I've got a few other accounts, that I use
without having
back
to
up.
specifically budget, because I'm in a position that I don't have to budget and I'm keeping saving money.
I think I kind of budget in my brain. Because it's kind of like I know how much per week I get, right? Or I make, right? Like I know how much I get. So I just kind of keep that in the back of my head. And then I'm just like, right, I'm not going to buy this, or this week, right? Like I'm not going to get games or whatever.
You have to keep in mind, I am in the Netherlands. He is in the New Zealand. So you're saying the job market is a nightmare. That really depends on where you are.
That's relevant. Well, I mean, it's pretty bad, but I'm sorted basically, so it's good. But I just keep tabs, and I've got my banking app, and I keep an eye on it, and I'm making sure that I'm in the green every week, right? Like I'm keeping an eye, I know what I'm doing, and I think that a big failing of the education system in a lot of countries is they don't teach that to kids, right? Like, hey, here's how to actually like make sure you're not like overspending on shit, right? Like, that's useful shit. Should probably be taught. But anyway, back to video.
And work towards the life that we
Oh yeah, let's hear. What are the steps, right? What's the steps? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm fucking excited. Let's go.
ultimately want. Number 1 is stop willingly consuming anime that puts a heavy emphasis on sex.
Stop willingly consuming anime that puts a heavy emphasis on sex. My dress up darling. But he just said that like 99% of anime has fucking hypersexualization in it. So what he's saying is you should just not watch anime except for like, I don't know, Attack on Titan or something. Like
no sexual,
no sex at all.
Whatever attractiveness.
Zero. No attractive characters. He wants us to play Concord. Yeah, he wants us to play Concord. He's a shill for Concord. Alright, let's keep going. Let's hear it.
A ton of ecchi or harem anime is very damaging for your mind. It builds the habit of going and watching hentai or reading doujin. I understand that seeing like some 10 out of 10 anime girl with like a bikini on, barely wearing anything, is so stimulating. Trust me, I understand it. But we have to take a...
That sounds like a you issue.
It sounds like he's already addicted or something.
Because, like, I'm looking at this girl here, right? You got the look. She's pretty sexy, right? She's got, you can see her buttocks, you can see her legs. She's got like she's got no bra on. She's just got the shit. Right? I'm not like whipping my fucking dick out on stream right now and go, oh yeah, oh I have to. Oh Ellie, I can't control myself. She's so hot. I have to. Like that's what he sounds like. He's like talking about here. It's like, oh man, you see that 10 out of 10 anime babe and your neurons fucking activate and you just like, oh man, shit. It's so overstimulating, Ellie. I'm overstimulated. I can't stop it. Oh no. Like, oh Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, he's just like, he sounds addicted. I'm going to repeat.
He sounds like he's got the problem, right? It's like, no, I don't. Like, I can look at this cute anime chick, right? And I mean, yeah, she's hot, right? But I'm not like fucking, it's like, it's fine. It's just, she's hot. I can appreciate the beauty on display, right? I can appreciate.
How can I ever translate anything when I?
Yeah.
Apparently, I can't translate.
Yeah,
anything.
you're sitting there trying to translate your irrigate, and you've just got your dick in one hand. You have to do it one-handed, Ellie. You got to use one hand on the keyboard, type out all the words, and translate all the words. So now that kind of reminds me of the whole safe horny deal where you have to engage in their version of what's acceptable when it comes to sex. And yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree. And I would bet you that right after making this video, he's probably jackhammering it anyway to these girls he's talking to. Yeah, how did he edit this video, right?
Black and white. Black and white. That takes the edge off.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, the black and white. Black and white censorship. Right. Yeah. Just watch a show and play the game. Call it a day. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not. Old message retracted. Oh, I did say
No. Crumbling, the comment of Crumbling, and I would bet you that right after he's probably jackhammering the same to these girls. But YouTube doesn't show it on the.
It's doing that fucking thing again where it's like the top chat or whatever. Yeah. I realized the message wasn't taken down. I'm on top of it. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I fucking hate that shit. I wish it was fucking live chat default. Such a fucking pain in the ass. But yeah. It's a matter of like fucking learn some self-control, my dude. Like it's preach about self-control, right? That's what he should be talking about here. He shouldn't be talking about like, oh man, if you fucking.
But he is. But he's kind of just self-control.
Well, he is, but he's doing it in the wrong way. He's doing it the wrong way. That's the problem. Like abstinence is not like the way to go with this stuff, right? But anyway, let's keep going.
Step back and stop willingly consuming these anime. I'm talking about anime that exist for the purpose of only being fan service. For the people who want to take back control of their life, one of the first and easiest things you can do It's just to stop consuming these types of anime. Number 2.
Okay, all right, we're gonna get to that in a minute, but first, he's like, oh yeah, don't willingly consume these kinds of anime, but he willingly consumed these types of anime to edit this video together. So what the fuck? You know, like
I'm not going to.
he had to
harp on
control
that
himself
too
long
much.
enough to be able to. I guess he meditated hard enough while he was editing doing the video.
All right, I have a small fun factoid about meditating and yoga specifically. All right, Nretsew, the Buddhism, right? Very, very peaceful, very introspective, right? There are some people who said no, yoga is about killing people, those other people.
Oh yeah.
Those people are what you call are in of the mindset of nothing matters, kill them now, be ready to kill your own family, kind of thing. But how do they reach this mental state, Nretsew? They do this by meditating and something that they call yoga. Yoga is the way of meditating so you can kill your family.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
Kill your family.
So anywho. So anyway, yeah, he's willingly consume the content. All right, how do you meditate? Let's hear how to meditate from our boy.
Meditate every day to bring focus back into your life. Not consuming ecchi content because it's so stimulating. It requires a degree of self-control, just like anything that's difficult to achieve in this life. So you want to focus on becoming present and becoming aware of your thoughts and your emotions, and it leads to a better self-control and not consuming in your emotions. And meditating can also greatly have a positive impact on your mental health. Being more present in life, it improves your productivity, it improves your sleep, it improves your conversations, it improves your just general focus, and it improves your actions because you have more control and more focus. You're more aware.
He said productivity again. I'm getting.
He's gonna sacrifice on the altar of productivity. Yeah. No. So this is all just like flowery bullshit.
But he's not saying just be more in focus or whatever.
Yeah, just be more aware of your surroundings, right? Just be present. Ellie, are we present in the now? Are we truly one with the
to be
ether,
honest, I'm
right?
getting kind of sleepy, so I'm guessing not.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, meditation works in Kung Fu Panda, but not. Well, here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, meditation is a thing. You can meditate, right? It does. It has people do. They claim it calms them down. It helps with anxiety. There's benefits, right, to meditation. But at the same time, all of this is just flowery kind of like bullshit. Because, well, first off, he doesn't actually like talk about, okay, how should you meditate? What is meditation? What do you do? Like, do you just sit there with your hands in a certain way and you just kind of fucking think, right? Whatever. Like, he does it. He's only like talking about, oh man, meditation's so based. It'll solve all your problems, right? It'll focus you. It'll turn you into this. It'll do this. It'll do this. Blah, 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 blah. And it's all flowery language, right? It's all roundabout stuff because he can't actually articulate, like, okay, how do you do it? What is the process to do it? Where do I even start? What books should I read about it, right? If you're going to be preaching Buddhism or whatever, then tell me, like, where do I begin, right? If you're going to be advocating for it as a way to stop you from jacking off.
Falls into the category of self-improvement for self-improvement's sake.
Yeah.
And then, oh no, this is just not self-improvement.
He's silently sleeping while pretending to meditate. Yeah. If he explained it, it would just sound like he's some kind of monk talking about chakras. Yeah.
Well, that would be something, right?
Yeah, but that would be so. Yeah, that's the thing. That would be something. Like, this is nothing, right? It's just not. He used a whole lot of words to say basically nothing, right? Like, he just said, "Oh, stop watching ecchi anime and start meditating." All right.
All right. You'll be more productive and you'll have conversations with who? With who are you
Your
going
dick
to?
will grow 6 inches. Oh man! But
With
anyhow,
who are you going to have better conversations when you start meditating?
Yeah. Well, no, look, you have to talk to your schizophrenic other selves, Ellie. You don't
I
understand, right?
see.
You have to tap into
Your
your
Kapla, right?
because remember, you have to become a psychopath, and you have to learn how to manipulate people. So you have to talk to your psychopathic other self in your meditative state. So that you
Kapla is also right a Buddhist thing, right? Where you
something like that. I don't know anything about
it
it.
was
I mean, the only stuff I know about Buddhist stuff is that I watched Tenma play Black Myth Wukong. That's all.
No, it was like a popular on X, not the board X. X is Twitter,
Yeah.
it doesn't exist. So
Yeah,
on
yeah.
X, there was a thing where people claimed they couldn't. Their Kapla became hostile, and Kapla was just basically it's a little bit more than an imaginary friend, kind of.
Oh no, what's it called? No, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's like a fuck. I know what it is because it's one of the things that's a key thing in what's it called, that fucking web series, Greylock. Greylock has a whole thing about it where it's basically like if you imagine something hard enough, it becomes real, right?
Yeah.
Where you basically focus all of your mental energy into creating a thing. I can't remember how you say it, but you're not. I know you're not saying it correctly because I've heard other people say it correctly, but I can't fucking articulate how
It
to say
starts
it.
with a K. It is a K L.
Yeah, it's a K. It's like a K thing. Yeah. But in Greylock, that's like one of the things that what they end up like. The way Greylock kind of happens is like a government agency tries to like create them using science, right? So they take people, and then these people will manifest them, and they try and like capture these fucking imaginary entities that have been brought into reality through fucking focus and concept. It's fucking cool. Go watch Greylock. Greylock's fucking great. It's really fucking cool. But anyhow, let's do.
You cannot control something that you're not aware of. So meditating every day is a great exercise in order to train your mind to being focused. 3, focus your energy on positive activities that's going to benefit your life. Activities like gym,
Oh yeah, here we go.
All right, Nretsew, go.
Do good thing. Don't do bad thing.
Nretsew, go gym right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym right now.
Go,
stream.
no, Nretsew, go gym, go cooking, go gym.
Yeah, go gym, go cooking. Yeah, learn. Yeah, go do thing right now. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to garden tomorrow, I think.
Oh, hang on. What's he gonna say? Even skill-based activities like what?
Activities like playing an instrument or sport or reading. Spend time doing things that...
Wait, is reading a skill-based activity? What?
Yes, reading comprehension is a skill.
I guess, yeah. I guess. Oh, man. All right.
actually yield a positive change in your life. Whether it's your mental health, whether it's your physical health, your spiritual health.
I mean, all he's saying is like, be on the, like we've mentioned before, like be on the grind, right? Just be on the grind, right? 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, do things that are grindy. You know, do the gym, do the thing, right? You know.
Health, you're competent. Spend time on positive activities. I know that this channel is self-improvement through anime.
Go jump out of a plane. There's your self-improvement. That's a freaking Machamp. Yeah, it's Pokemon, yeah. Anyway.
Anime can be a great form of teaching lessons, but you need to have the other things in place as well. The average Gen Z person spends 2.5 hours a day on the internet. On average.
Well, how long has the stream going? 2.5? Oh no.
About 2 hours ish. 2:13, something like that. Yeah, around 2:13. Yeah. You got look, guys. You all have to log off. I'm sorry.
It's stream
You've
over.
used up your allotted internet time, right? Can't. God, it's so fucking stupid. Anyway.
Average. I know people personally, I'm sure you do too, who spend a lot more than that. And the average generation alpha, which is like the generation after us, spends 4 hours in...
Oh, so he's a Gen Zer then, okay. Good to know.
What is Gen Z? It's... I don't know.
He's a Zoomer. He's a Zoomer.
Ah, alright.
He's a Zoomer. He's got that Zoomer going. He's trying to make it seem like that's being terminally online when it's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh, you spent more than 4 hours online, terminally online, much. All right, totally.
At work, right?
Go.
At work, I watch YouTube videos, or not actually watch them. I press play and put the phone in my pocket, and I listen to them. My phone would have me believe I'm watching my iPhone every week for 8 hours a day. Nah, that's not it.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the time is at
so
work,
silly.
having YouTube videos play while I'm actually working.
All right.
4 minutes a day on the internet. That's almost double. So you can see that as time moves on, we're starting to get more and more integrated into the internet. And there's just so many negative influences of social media and the internet.
What the fuck is this VR game? Oh, fuck. Yeah, becomes Psychopath Man as cringe he is. He really is. Oh,
I'm
man.
far more
Internet
engaged
bad,
in this...
Ellie. Don't be terminally online. Oh, no.
I'm far more engaged with this VR thing than what he's saying right now.
Yeah.
Also, I have to be online because I have a Dungeons and Dragons game to DM.
Yeah.
I have to respond.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm being social online.
Yeah, holy shit. It's almost like you can do stuff online that's not just arguing with people on fucking Twitter.
Talking about videos where they can't respond.
We need to be focusing on positive activities and not just be sucked in to the internet 24/7. Now, this is probably the most important one. If you only had to listen to just one, of course, stop watching ecchi anime and porn. But if you only had to listen...
Oh, look at this. Look at this totally... Oh, hang on. Attack on Titan. Remember we were talking about that earlier?
Yeah.
Look at this. Yeah, look at this. Totally not hypersexualized Attack on Titan girl. Look at that.
How many packs does she have? 1, 2, 3. Oh, she has one. She's a 6-pack. She doesn't have.
She's a 6-pack girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's,
not an 8-pack like the guy. He's
totally not hypersexualized, mate.
Anime and porn. But if you only had to listen to one, this is...
All right, here we go. Get ready, guys. Are we ready?
Oh,
Are we all ready?
Yeah.
What's the number one thing? Let's hear it.
It's the most important. Number 4, try new activities that are actually exciting to you. If you're living...
Doesn't that just like tie into the whole like do positive thing?
Do fun thing. Do
fun thing. He's basically just saying, look, you need to exchange one dopamine source for another dopamine source, right? Like do
get
fun,
addicted
something
to the gym. Become so
rich
that your heart gives out.
Become swole, or however the fuck you say it, right? Yeah.
A life that's actually exciting, that's actually interesting.
Oh, look, is this an example of fun activity?
Yeah, just drive around in circles on your quad bike.
In the dark.
In the dark, yeah. Listen, Ali. Real men go out and chew rocks and eat grass. Okay, you got to go out and chew the rocks. Chew those rocks, mate. That'll get you your dopamine, right? Eat the dirt. This man's doing it. He's stirring up the dirt with his crog bite. He's like eating it like a fucking filter feeder, right?
Preparing dinner. I see.
Go see some Eldritch horrors. That'll fix it. Yeah. No, it's like, oh man, like fucking. What if the hobby is video games, or is that bad, right? Because you're online too much, right? Oh no, can't have that.
I mean, all right. No, I'm playing Noita, right? And one gripe that I had in Noita is that I never really did the one thing that was crossing the big wall. Crossing the big wall is a big achievement because that basically means you are god of the game. And you can win the game, but you can also become a god in the game. And I've won the game, but I've not become a god in the game. So it was always kind of bothering me from why I've played this game for 300 hours, but I've not really won the game. So now I'm playing
Right.
it, and I'm very, very far in it, and now I am at that stage. So that's also one of the reasons why I now feel
This is
happy.
you need to cover the entire stream in anime girls, Ellie. The chat demands it.
Oh, I can, I guess, but you have to.
No, we won't worry about it. Well, we're going to be talking about anime in a minute anyway, because we're almost done. He's got a minute left, so all right. But anyway, yeah, let's see. What are some positive activities or some? See, okay, so a problem I have here, right? To get back to the video, right, is everything he's talking about is relative. What people find interesting and fulfilling is relative, right? Some people go out and travel, right? They go around the world, right? They go to different countries, experience different cultures, right? Some people like do dirt bike racing, or they do other sort of activities that involve different types of things, right? We all kind of do our different hobbies and our different things, right?
Here.
So it's all relative to the person. So him just saying, "Oh, well, just go out and do positive thing," right? Like, it's again, he's not actually saying anything, right? Like, there's no act. Like, it's a lot of words to say nothing at all, right? So anyhow, let's
I
cap
found
it off,
Anime
I guess, 'cause
Girl.
we're almost. Yeah, hot anime girl is my hobby. Yeah.
Excited to wake up the next day
No, I
and
got an
go
Anime
try
Girl
new
on stream.
things or do a
Oh yeah, I'm excited to wake up the next day and go see the hot anime girls on Twitter. It's always exciting. Oh man, much armpits. Oh god. Anyway,
hobby. This is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to quit porn because you're not even thinking about it at that point. Porn becomes
yeah, that means you weren't addicted to porn, you dumbass. Because that's Ellie. If you're addicted to crack, right?
Yeah.
You do crack. You smoke a line of coke every fucking hour, right? You're so super coked up, super addicted to coke, right? Hyper, right? What do you think happens when you just go, "Hey, I'm gonna go walk in the woods instead of doing coke," right? What happens?
I have to get back to my Coke.
Exactly. Because why? You're addicted to coke. Your body has gotten used to having coke in it. It requires the coke to function properly. So when you stop, right, your body goes, "Yo, what the fuck? I need my coke," and starts giving you withdrawal symptoms because you don't have the coke, right? If you're addicted to porn, right? Let's say theoretically you were, and you just decided, "Oh, I'm gonna stop doing the porn and go walk in the woods instead of, I don't know, jacking off or whatever," right?
Doing a Noita run.
Doing a Noita run, right? Then you're going to fucking like you would have symptoms of withdrawal. You would be constantly thinking, "I need to get back to my porn. I need to whip my dick out in the middle of the forest and think about a hot anime woman, right? I need to comb. I need to coom. Okay, I need to coom. Okay, just need it. I need the coom, right? If you go outside and touch grass and you're not even thinking about the porn, then you weren't ever addicted to the porn in the first place."
Yeah, it's very easy to say addiction is bad or whatnot, but sometimes it's just alleviating boredom.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean by it being a cope, right? Like you're bored, so you don't have anything else to do.
Coping some kind of implies that you
Well, you're
are.
coping with the fact that you're bored,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. You're coping with the fact that you're bored. You need something to do, so you're gonna sit there with your dick in your hand and look at hot anime woman, right? Because you don't have anything else to do, right? And then if you, obviously, if you replace that with, I don't know, Noita, or walking in the woods or going to the gym or whatever, right? Naturally, you're replacing that, but you're doing something else to not be bored, right? Simple, easy, done, right? Again, that doesn't mean that you're porn addicted, right? It actually means the exact opposite. It's so fucking silly.
Yeah. I don't know. He's just. It kind of bothers me that he's talking with such authority or pretend authority whilst being completely ignorant about basically anything he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Guy Ultimate doesn't really have any good points. Most of the ones that he brought up. It's just common sense shit that he's repackaging with flowery language to make it sound
And
like it's smart,
I did see
right?
what you said earlier, right? The people who are struggling with basically is a lack of self-esteem have heard this before.
Yeah.
This isn't novel. This isn't even offering a new solution.
You can pick up like any self-help book on the street in the middle of a trash can or whatever.
I mean, the real solution, a better solution was like, hey, I am mostly a dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons. Wanna join my game? Hey, suddenly we're social.
Yeah.
Suddenly we have something to talk about, something to prepare, something to do, and then we can talk about other stuff or whatever. I guess in a sense, so even this stream of ours is a social gathering of sorts between us, at least.
Yeah, we're all having a social
we're talking
time,
here.
We're talking over the chat. We're having a fun time. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
complaining, hey, Ellie, where's the stream at? Sorry, Nretsew, I'm playing Noita.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's making it all like it's profound knowledge, while at the same time bragging to everyone. In the end, he himself is successful in all of these regards. But this guy, yeah, exactly. You should learn about what you speak on before you speak it. Okay, I guess.
Yeah,
random new fella in the chat. I guess.
No, he's talking about the guy on the video, of course.
Oh, is he talking about the guy? Yeah, he might be talking about the
context.
Guy, yeah.
No, I will talk about my isekais for the whatever knowledge that I have. I will talk about my laboratory and my being in the Netherlands, I guess. Also, you can talk about being in New Zealand, Nretsew, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, anywho, let's keep going.
Comes option in your head if you're actually going out and trying new fun activities. So within the last 2 weeks, I have started boxing on the heavy bag, and I got a drone, so I've been flying that. And next, I want to do VR. So just try fun activities that are actually
fun activities like flying a drone and punching a bag,
playing VR games, I guess.
Was he playing that VR game himself?
I doubt it. He says he's
that would have been that would be fucking hilarious.
He said he was going to try VR.
Going to, yeah.
Oh yeah, porn is.
So what if the fun activity is just watching porn? Exactly.
We have to suggest that to him.
Yeah, we should suggest that to him. Maybe the fun activity. You should watch
small complaint.
Or you should watch fucking, I don't know, what's an example of a good hentai? Like fucking
I mean, it's a series or a doujin or
game? Doujin, yeah. It's very ironic too, because VR chat has a ton of sexual. Oh yeah, I know. I'm very aware. I mean, if anyone follows me on Twitter, I've actually been retweeting a lot of the Japanese people who have been doing some really good shit with that. Recommended Bible Black. That's a fun one. Yeah.
I guess as a game, I would kind of recommend.
Bro, our clowns can't wait to get banned. I love how this inspect dude, he comes in, right? And he's like all hype at the beginning of the stream, and now he's turned into a hater. It's funny. He's turned into a hater. Oh no. We get our first hater, boys. Oh no. What are we going to do?
You know how many haters I have. I made that video.
Yeah, you have tons of haters. Yeah.
Nah, you're
fine. What are talking about? Okay.
Nah, respect. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Nretsew's being mean.
I'm being mean. Yeah. Oh yeah, Varus Hangout, Plumora. Yeah, Varus Hangout's pretty good. Yeah. Means we're growing. Yeah, we're growing. Yeah. It's good. Anyway, let's get to you. We're almost done. Like about a minute-ish, I think.
Exciting. You won't even think about porn. You won't even think about these things. And this is my own personal.
Oh, sorry, Nretsew. Can you pause? Because I wanted to mention something, but I got distracted. how is these fun activities a grind set? Also, all his hobbies are very expensive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, doing dirt
Drone,
biking and drone
drones and
flying and
VR and whatever.
yeah,
Quad
yeah,
bikes, those are expensive. Also, yeah,
yeah.
they're not productive at all. You could
No,
porn is cheaper.
porn is cheap. Oh god, yeah. Social media isn't really a bad thing on its own. It's just that nutcases have got more of a voice these days instead of being, sent to the dark corners of the internet. It's not a grind set. These activities are just meant for leisure time, which, in contrary to what he is claiming, yeah,
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 that was the
exactly.
point. That he's talking about grind set and serious and whatnot, and then now suddenly he's talking about, oh no, don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. Also, yeah, Gouda, the Twitch stuff on VTubers is really funny. It's been quite funny. So anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
Stop using porn. You will not only not even think about porn, you will actually have an attractive lifestyle to girls. Because I know your guys' goal with NoFap is to eventually, get a girlfriend or have sex with a girl. So that can have so many positive impacts on your lifestyle,
Really?
on your mental health as well.
I thought the
Yeah,
women are
just
succubuses that drain your vital energies.
yeah. Why would you want a succubus, mate? What are you talking about? But no, yeah, no. Well, that and the NoFap stuff is just all fucking nonsense to begin with, right? So it's
Yeah.
just a big problem with it actually is like I remember reading a lot of Dr. Nicole Pierce on Twitter, does a lot of stuff to debunk NoFap stuff, and she like talks about how a lot of those like communities are extremely fucking toxic, like highly fucking toxic. Because what'll happen is like if you relapse, quote unquote, right? Like, oh,
Mm.
I looked at the anime girl the wrong way and my PP got a tiny bit hard. Like they go straight into like shame mode, right? There's a lot of shame and you should feel bad that you got you looked at the porn or you jacked off or you camed or you did this or that, right? You filthy kuma, right? This, that, and the next thing. And that kind of like attitude of shaming, right, actually kind of really fucks a lot of people up, right? Which is why that kind of like nofap lifestyle type thing where you should feel ashamed of yourself for your sex drive, right? Is not really as helpful, right? As because I will preach about just like you will, right? Preach about moderation and not doing too much, and making sure to moderate yourself and all this kind of stuff, right? But that's a lot more healthier to teach than, oh, you fucked up once, it's over, right? You will never get a girlfriend. You coomed to an anime girl, right? You're fucked, right?
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
even that you have to admit it because you know yourself that you failed.
Mm.
You're indoctrinated in a sense.
Yeah,
In
good is correct. Repressed emotions hit a boiling point and they become unhinged. Yeah. And
then
also,
they,
yeah, it
they,
wouldn't
then they
surprise me if they.
after that you start blaming the women for being too hot or
Yeah.
anime for being too sexy and then
Mm,
I don't know. I
yeah.
believe I've read an article from that person you mentioned at one point.
Yeah, Nicole Pierce. Yeah.
Yeah, and where
She's
she talks
I think
about
she's still on Twitter. Yeah, I think she's still on Twitter. She does a
where's
lot of really good work on this. Yeah.
yeah, where it was also kind of an element of of misogyny, where blaming women of
Mm,
some kind, putting them on a huge pedestal, and then complaining that they're too high up. That kind of deal.
Also, I didn't notice till now because I hadn't refreshed the stream, but yeah, I noticed your little fucking anime girl.
I had it still hidden somewhere. So
Yeah, it was still in the thing. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Those are females. Now this is a bonus.
Also, I'm watching. So I assume this is him, right?
yeah, I
Punching
guess.
this bag. Why is he punching the top of the bag and not the middle of the bag? Don't you punch the middle of the bag?
Well, he's doing gym.
You will
Hang on.
actually have an attractive lifestyle to
Yeah, that sound
girls.
looks
'Cause I know
very
you guys go
annoying
with
to punch
NoFap.
there.
Yeah, like he's punching the top of the bag, not like, aren't you meant to like look, I'm not a fucking boxer. I don't like know boxing stuff or
he
whatever, but
doesn't
isn't the whole
either.
point? Yeah, like but isn't the whole point that you're meant to hit like the middle of the bag and you're meant to like, you know, hit the weight of the bag? Because he's not actually doing anything if he's hitting the top of the bag, because he's hitting the point where it's the least heavy, right? Where it's connected to the rope, right? So there's no like actual weight there, is there? Yeah, why is he boxing out there? Why not just go to the gym? Wasn't the point to touch grass and meet people and make connections and all that? Yeah. This raises a lot of questions. This raises a lot of questions.
Nretsew, we're not catching up to him.
No, we'll never catch up. Look at him punch that. Look at him punch that soft part of that bag, right? Never gonna catch up.
Eventually, you know, get a girlfriend or have sex with.
Look at I'm sorry, but like, what the fuck?
There's no follow through either. You have to just punch through something.
Yeah, he's not even punching the bag.
He's tapping it and then quickly pulling your arm back.
He's not. Yeah. What the fuck is he doing?
At least that's what I assume, right? You have to punch through, not tap.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like, what the fuck?
Have so many positive impacts on your lifestyle, on your mental health.
I'm gonna set something up. Give me a sec.
I have petted cats harder than that.
Because we're almost done anyway. I'm gonna set something up.
Oh no! Do I have to do something?
No, you don't have to do anything. I'll do it. I'm just gonna. I wanna. Okay, that'll work. That's a good one. That's just. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'll do it when I need to do it. So we're almost done. We're like 54 seconds. Okay.
Ooh.
As well.
So another half hour.
Now this is a bonus one, number 5. You know, I had to put this in here. Is view anime as a source of inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
99% of anime is degenerate garbage, but you should view anime as a source of inspiration. Okay.
So I should walk into girls when they're changing.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I should just walk into the girls' changing room. Yeah. I can't watch this anymore. Don't worry, Sanity. We're almost done. Don't worry.
Your username is very fitting.
Yeah, very, very fitting. Yeah.
Now I have a video to check out here that is actually a guide on how you can stop
learn
just
from
consuming
anime.
a
Was
bunch
this
of
the become sociopath actually one?
Is it learn from anime? Apparently.
Yeah.
Improve with anime self-improvement guide. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe next time.
So not the. Maybe next time, yeah.
Anime and actually view anime as a source of inspiration and learn lessons from. So check that video out. I'm Nori. I teach self-improvement through anime. Clearly you're interested in that, so hit the subscribe and notification bell.
Oh yeah.
Believe in me. Who believes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's in his outro now. So yeah, so I've set up a thing, right? We're gonna do some actual practical learning today on the stream. Okay, we're gonna do some real. We're gonna find out if we're mocking him incorrectly or not. Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Mickey Demos Jr. here at Biscayne Boxing and Fitness Club in Miami. I'm here today to talk about the basic elements of using a heavy bag. Heavy bag may be the most important tool there is for a boxer.
All right.
It's important to understand the basic movements before you begin to do this. When you're punching straight on a bag, it's very important that you hit flush with the knuckles. Outdistance from the bag for your straight shots, and you want to be landing palm down on the bag just like that. Knuckles into the bag. If you hand like this, you're going to sprain your wrist. When you throw the right hand or right straight, it's the same thing. Straight and turn, straight knuckles into the bag. When you're working hooks, the distance is very important. You'll come in close to the bag. I walk right in and put my head right on that bag to get set up for my hooks. The hooks are a very close punch. If you throw a hook on a bag from out here, the problem is that's a slap. Not only is it illegal in boxing, but it's going to sprain your wrist, and you're not going to have any power in the punch. The hook wants to be landed flush.
All right, I want to pause just so we're not
go forward where he's actually punching something.
Yeah, I want to see what let's get some like examples.
Hey,
right? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Yeah.
On the outside, your hooks are in close.
Yeah.
For body shots, it's very important to come down low on the right in here and take a punch knuckle into here.
Boom.
Here.
Boom. Yep.
Gotcha.
Right. Ooh, look at that.
Very important
Ooh, you hear that?
Learning.
Yeah, look at that. That's how you do it right there. Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah. So let's I think if you hit back on the watch together, it'll go back to Nori. I think.
You do that. If I do that, I
don't know if is it switched on your end. You might have to go back to.
I've nothing.
Well, I'm back on Nori now, so you might
press play for a second. No, it doesn't do it.
Yeah, you have to hit back in your browser.
All right, give me 1 second. I have to go over here.
I know it's annoying. Yeah. Switch around. Go back. Yep, there we go. Right. Now let's go. Let's go back. Where are we? Oh, here he is.
Still not doing it correctly. There.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're back. Yeah, we're almost free, Gruder. Don't worry. We're almost there. This is it.
Not
right?
even think about porn. You will actually have an attractive.
Oh yeah, look at him punch that bag.
Look
at him go.
He's leaning forward.
Look at him punch. Look at him.
He has to lean forward to connect the punch.
Yeah. Look at him hit the. He's hitting the top of that bag real good.
He's not
the center of it.
Not flush with the bag. He's angling way up.
Yeah.
To eventually, get a girlfriend or have sex with a girl. So
he's stepping in. He's doing some steps. Yeah, this is how you become a psychopath, Gouda. This is how you do it, right? This is the technique to become psychopath, right? You have to watch carefully.
Positive impacts on your lifestyle.
Yeah. Look at him go.
As well as attracting females. Now this is a bonus one, number 5.
Right. So it's time to.
Yeah, it's time to go back down to anime chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had my fun being mean. Well, I guess final thoughts on the video before we get into anime chat, right?
It's kind of a lot of thoughts, I could say a lot of words, but it's all kind of,
I think we've kind of made our point, really.
The boxing or kind of really illustrates. It's a really an
it kind of illustrates the problem, doesn't it? Like it's the blind leading the blind, right? A little bit. It's
empty advice, and it's not empty platitudes because he's not.
And I think that a lot of it's a lot of the same stuff we've already covered when we've covered him before. Yeah, the video has nothing of value. It's mostly just porn bad, dopamine bad. Go out, be sociopath, right? Go out and do thing, right? Be successful in the way that I think you need to be successful, right? You need to be held to my standards, right? So on
also,
and so forth. Right?
My standards are trash.
Yeah, my standards are trash. Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh yeah, comments. Everybody agrees. Yeah, but that's the crowd you make.
Does he mean gather. If he means yeah. Like obviously the comments on his own video are gonna all agree with him. Of course they are, because
I am special. I have a video where the comments, none of the comments agree with me.
None of them agree with you. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, exactly.
I'm still right.
So anyhow, Joey, we're going to transition. For the new people in the chat, how the stream usually works is we cover a video, we shit on it, and we have a fun time, right? We do what we normally do, right? And then we kind of we talk about anime.
Because we actually watch anime. Some YouTubers don't watch anime.
Yeah, and we might talk about some drama as well. We'll talk about some Twitter drama, some hot gossip on the Twitters, right? But so shall we start with kind of capping, because Oshi no Koi, right? Because we couldn't Oshi no Koi, yeah, I'm horrible with my pronunciation, this. Because we kind of couldn't finish it off when we did the anime only stream last stream to kind of talk about what we're going to watch this season. Now we can finally talk about the finale, the big finale, Ellie.
Yes.
So,
Nretsew, you take the lead, because I'm a
because you're a base non-secondary, right?
Yeah, I'm a manga reader. I read. So it's all new for you.
Say something that makes sense, and then maybe people who actually watch you won't say what we say. You're ignoring your own advice. What is he? This guy's funny. I like him. He's funny.
Ignoring your own audience.
Audience capture is based, apparently. Audience capture is based. But anyhow, I really liked this episode. It was a very Ruby-centric episode, as we kind of, saw. Showcases the aftermath of finding the body in the cave. I don't know. This guy's weird. So we get to see kind of the aftermath of finding the body of Sensei, as she would put it, in the cave, and how that's affected her mental state. Big depression, right, Ellie? Big
She's
depression.
Very sad because, of course,
very sad.
Half of the reason why she made this idol group at all was to get Sensei to know that she's there, in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. So it definitely has impacted her quite a bit, and we see that kind of throughout the episode.
Well, she's kind of she's meandering around, kind of, semi-sad, kind of processing the whole deal. Oh no, the person that I'm actually doing all this for is dead. What do I do now? How did it happen, etc. And then, of course, Nretsew, there's the talk on the rooftop.
Yes, with what? So I'm gonna make my. Obviously you're a based manga reader. You have the gift of future sight. My assumption is that this girl is a representation of the deity, right? The entertainment god thing that the shrine is for, right? And that this deity is kind of pushing Ruby and Aqua into this sort of, direction, right? This kind of revenge direction, in a sense, right? Because she basically just kind of says, well, I saw 2 people at the hospial when you guys were born.
One of them
was 2.
One of them
was the one that killed I, and the other one, I wonder who that was. Mystery. Planting ideas in Ruby's mind. Something. The doctor never made it to the hospital. Why was that? Why would they? Why? What happened?
All right. So that guy that killed your mother could also the doctor. So get on it.
Yeah, get on it. Get out there, kiddo. Get out there, kiddo, and have fun. Very, very interesting. And as we kind of progress through the episode, Ruby has conversations with other characters like Akane, right? We are kind of glossing over Aqua and Akane, kind of deciding, it's relationship time. Yeah.
It's not about him.
It's not about him, yeah. It's not about him. It's all about Ruby. Give it some fair dues, right? We'll give it some fair dues, right? Because I'm assuming that this is going to be set up for later things, right? With them deciding, okay, let's actually get into the relationship, right? And then I assume everything's going to fucking fall apart at some point.
Well, yeah, because the whole basis why Akane kind of the thing, of course, is that Aqua says, hey, my father is dead. So I can do relationship things now. And I'm going to do that with you, Akane. So what's going to happen when, oh no, my father is alive? Oh no, alright, she's smart. Yeah. I can use her. And then he back to
she's like, oh no, yeah, I love getting used and abused. I guess. 5-0, you didn't miss too much. We're in anime talk time now, so yeah, we're not doing too. Yeah, so everything's fine. So yeah, pretty much. So that kind of culminates the end of that plot thread for the season, basically, and we kind of end off on Arcane very subtly hinting to redhead girl, hey, it's no longer just pretending anymore. And redhead girl is like, oh no, I lost. Maybe.
Yeah, but
Who knows?
she's processing, right? She doesn't know what's...
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go get a drink in a second because
yeah.
my throat's
All
giving
right.
out. But I'll kind of finish this part off, and then we'll kind of go get a drink. So actually, no, I might do it now because I do want to really talk about this music video. So you continue with talking about the episode for a little bit, and I'll
summarizing is like
right. Yeah, right.
All right, be quick. So after the whole deal with Kana and Akane, Akane goes to bed and Ruby is there. Without a single drink. Nretsew has it. I haven't been drinking. I've been eating an apple sneakily because the mic and the OBS filters kind of work. So you shouldn't have noticed me eating an entire big fistful of apple. But anyway, Akane goes to bed. Ruby is there. Ruby asks, "Hey Akane, why does my brother wants to be an actor so much?" Now, Akane really says the thing that she really shouldn't have said, and that is, "Oh, your brother is looking for somebody." And then, oh no, Ruby now knows the reason why her brother is so sneaky, so driven, but so secretive, so onto his own, but involved.
And I like how Arcanine is like, man, I really shouldn't tell her too much because otherwise. But she says it she says too much anyway.
No, the funny thing is, she said I shouldn't say too much. Is that she said that after saying too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I cracked open the can of Monster at the start-ish of the stream. So I've been drinking that, but that ran out like, I don't know, about an hour ago. So yeah, I do try to hydrate the voice because, it's not good to vocal cord strain too much.
So so after Akane said too much, she thinks I shouldn't say too much. But alright, it's too late. Ruby knows. Ruby knows that Aqua is looking for the killer of I. Which is, I don't think that Ruby doesn't know that it is also the killer of Sensei. Ruby knows that, Aqua doesn't, right? In Ruby's mind. Because for Ruby it's just, oh, the guy that killed I is also the guy that killed the person that I love. For Aqua for Ruby, of course, Aqua's goal is, I'm looking for the person that killed I. Because he would have no connection to the doctor, of course.
Right. Yeah.
So after that, Ruby goes to do a little prayer, a little wholesome prayer. Oh, I want to be rich. Oh, I want this video to be successful.
Nretsew, yeah, all of them have their own little prayer things,
and
they're all relatively
what
normal.
Is Ruby's or wholesome girl's wish?
I hope Aqua finds that motherfucker.
And what was her personal wish after she realized that there was a guy that killed mom and Sensei on the riverbed, on the river?
Big revenge time.
I'm going to slaughter them.
I'm going to kill them all, yeah. And this leads to her kind of, the eyes have gone dark, right? Yeah. The eyes have gone black stars. Just like Aqua has his black star that shows up. But see, one of the things I really like about Oshi, right, is it's fantastic at symbolism. The symbolism in Oshi is some of the best that I've seen in anime in a very long time. Because a very key detail is when Aqua has the star stuff happen, it's typically just his one eye. Because usually they're shown as each having one star in their eyes, right? One eye has a star. But when Ruby goes fucking yandere schizo mode, both eyes have a star, just like I, right? Because I was the only one that had 2 stars in her eyes, right? And so I think there's a really, really interesting. I think there is a really, really interesting kind of like symbology going on there with that, right? Where you have Aqua kind of having a metamorphosis of sorts into this kind of, oh, I lost my reason for being in the industry, I've lost my motivation, I'm depressed, to just like Aqua, I now have a reason to pursue this, to continue this, right? But it's a dark reason, right? There's a darkness within the star, right? It's no longer just a pure white star. And so as the episode kind of continues, and what happened, the music producer girl, or the video producer girl, obviously kind of picks up on this, right? And sees this in here, in the river, right? And so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna need some extra time on editing this video, right? Putting this together, right? As an artist, right? Because she sees something in Ruby." First dedicated hate watcher. I'm proud of y'all. Yeah, Sabu, it's great. I love it.
Respect is fine. He's not doing anything that I would consider really hateful.
Yeah, he's been alright. I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, I can easily just ignore it anyway, so it's fine. But so then I guess we kind of get into like what I really wanted to talk about the music video, because just like, as I've been mentioning about the symbolism.
Nretsew, before you go off on the music video, I wanted to give me a small theory, I guess, right? The eyes are never really explained in a real sense because they're metaphors.
Yeah.
But I would say that it kind of gives a reason after the fact, in that they are both kind of still tied to a kind of previous self, through their previous lives, but maybe in a slightly different way. Aqua has kind of a star and a normal eye because he's a child of eye, and that grants you the idol stars anyway. But having one normal eye kind of feels like he's in both worlds still. And now having lost the idol eye is not really. It's kind of more of a, in an odd sense, his past life. He's giving up his past life. The reason for the revenge is a acknowledgement that he had a life before this. Because if you are an actual baby child, you wouldn't have this big revenge. It's only really possible because he had a previous life. And by, giving up the star, letting go of the star in his eyes, he's kind of, abandoning that.
Accepting the role, right?
His
new
life, the role, all this stuff. So now he has 2 normal eyes, and now he is Aqua, wanting to do Aqua things, because, taking revenge is kind of a past life thing. Ruby is also in two worlds, of course. But Nretsew, when she learns that her previous life matters a lot more, or the previous stuff before her when she was born matters a lot more, what happens? She's fully ingrained in the previous life. She's fully in revenge. She's not doing it for herself. She's doing it for a person that she met before she was alive as Ruby.
Right.
And, planning things only she could do if she were, she would have the mental capacity to do it, which is only really possible if she is reborn in that sense. So, this is kind of my mindset, my feeling on it, that both of them have lived in 2 worlds. Aqua is giving up his previous life, his motivations. He's giving up his motivations that came to him from another life. Ruby is now kind of giving up her entire current life to seek revenge for a previous life.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
that's my what I read in their eyes.
And that's kind of the beauty of the symbolism, right? Because you can interpret it in many different ways. Like I personally, like, I view like this to be kind of like a showcase of kind of the mental state in a sense, where, and also like the how motivated they are, and also because it shows up a lot when they're performing, right? Yeah. It's interesting.
I do think it doesn't mean the same thing all of the time.
Oh no, yeah, no, it probably means
It's
different things.
most of the time it is acting and star allure and mental state and mental mindset and motivations. But
and I assume that because, you know, the difference between like manga and anime, right? I think the anime has a lot more medium to work with in terms of conveying that through the symbolism. Because I've seen like the panels in the manga where like they find the body, right, from last episode, and like you see the star kind of dwindling in her eye, but with the anime you get to see it happen in real time, right? Like you get to see the star change, and that kind of adds a lot more impact to it, right? So anyway, can I talk about the music video now?
Yeah, you go ahead. The music video is yours.
So the music video comes up, right? And we get to see the whole video, right? And I'm sitting here watching the video, and I'm like, holy shit, this is like a fucking creepypasta, right? Or like, well, maybe not a creepypasta, but there's like an analog horror vibe to it. Because it's, you know, you see these like different shots, right? And you have Ruby both before and after finding the body, because obviously they shot some of the scenes before, and you see that she has the normal eyes that she used to have, and then you see the shots that were done after, kind of like what we have in the screenshot, and the way they kind of draw the agony and the sadness and this kind of mental instability on her face, combined with the black stars and the, you know, the detailing that happens within it, juxtaposed by this, you know, Idol song with strawberries and and Hello Kitty type, you know,
going on dates with your boy,
go on a date with your boy, and you know,
buy my idol good.
Yeah. Like you have this fucking contrast and contradiction, right? Almost in it, where it's clearly meant to be that, you know, happy-go-lucky idol type thing, but because Ruby is just like, looks like she's fucking about to stab a cunt, right? She looks like she's about to stab her lover or some shit, right? In these shots, oh man, it was so effective. It was really, really good at conveying that, right? Like the change in the person, right? And how Ruby kind of conducts herself. And I assume that change is probably going to carry over into whenever we get the next season, right? So it's almost like it's a teaser, right? For things to come, right? Just like kind of, you know, the end of the episode, we saw like, you know, some interesting somebody getting killed, right? So what's going on there? But no, I reckon even if you haven't been watching Oshi, right, I actually really think people should go and watch at least the music video. Because to me, like, we've seen, like, because we're going to talk about kind of, I guess, like the wrapping up of this season, right? To kind of talk about it all holistically together, right? Because it's the final episode. We've seen a lot of really good symbolism and animation this episode, you know, during the whole stage play arc, and, you know, the different characters having to come out of their shells and do the different types of acting and find them, you know, do all this stuff. You know, Aqua's, you know, learning to act emotionally, act properly, acting being painful for him, being, you know, all this kind of stuff, right? I would argue that the music video is probably, in my opinion, the most well-animated and well-directed thing in the whole show. Like, I think that because of how impactful it is and how creepy it is. Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, shit, this is fucking scary. This is it's unnerving to a sense, you know? It's quite... it's quite interesting.
I would still give it to when Melt was reborn in his role as the
I can see that. Yeah,
because this is kind of
I can see
it is the music video, of course, didn't exist in the manga. It was just
Oh yeah,
we made a music video and it was good.
So they didn't even show caps from it or anything. Like they didn't even show.
I don't
a music
remember,
video.
but you can't have
Right.
a full music video in.
Well, yeah,
in
obviously,
manga.
but I would assume they would have here's some shots from it, right, or something like that. Like some panels where it shows, hey, here's what the music video was like, or something. I don't know, but I'll let you continue.
No. But yeah, the music video is a kind of a, but I feel like a this is the status quo thing.
Okay.
This is what the situation is at this moment. It is kind of because the video was a success. Therefore, this is the level of success that they have. This is the mental state of where they are. Ruby is kind of insane now.
she's gone full psychopath. She's become a psychopath.
She has. So in that sense, this is how I see the music video. They did something fun because they didn't need to make the music video. It didn't exist in the manga, but
they did something with the medium of anime that they couldn't do with the medium of manga.
Yeah, so they did something fun. They did something good. They did something nice. But from what I see it as a kind of like I said, this is the status quo. This is the status of affairs. They are an idol group. They did a good song, a good music video, and Ruby is insane.
Yeah. So I guess to kind of cap it off, we will say that so there was the little tease at the end, right? The little someone's getting killed.
I wasn't the last murder of Father Dear.
Ooh, something's going on. So that's kind of, I guess, setting up for the next season. And the last thing I want to talk about is the ED, because another thing that they did with the symbolism is they changed the ED in the final episode, where when Ruby, it kind of zooms in on Ruby's eye, they make the star explode in blood and become much darker. And it engulfs the whole screen and
small
becomes almost kind of pitch.
Yeah,
small edits. And then after which, there's a glitch, kind of like our intro to when I do the clips, right? There's a glitch effect that shows up and it's all distorted. And it's kind of, it's highlighting the mental instability that's happening with her. And of course, it ends on the cut of the charm with the blood on it.
The
very
keychain.
Very
the
interesting.
Keychain was off eye, and that was the keychain that was found on Sensei's body.
Yeah. So very, very, So good season, good stuff, high quality. I'd say it's just as good as the first one. It was pretty good.
I would rate it a little bit higher because, to be superficial, it had fancy moments like Melt's Reborn and
I can see that.
Kana's when she was, getting into the role. It had that really embossed, a little bit like a children's drawing with thicker and thicker and thicker layers of different paints on it. They had more fancy stuff, and this video is also fancy stuff a bit.
Yeah. All right then. Well, that's good. We'll await season 3 with great anticipation.
Yeah, it was confirmed immediately, so it's all good. Also, Nretsew, that How to Become Ordinary. When I said the last episode 10 was the last one, oops. There is the new season. The second season will come next season, apparently.
Oh well.
So it's all good.
It's all good. All right then.
I have to say, right? If I haven't mentioned it before, I do have a great appreciation of the OP. I didn't really vibe with it when I first listened to it, but after I knew the characters, I could. Oh, this OP really speaks to who the characters are and what the dynamic is.
Right. So. Dun 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 dun.
Dun dun dun. Dun,
So
dun, dun.
the hotness of the. I think this is going to be the hotness of the season. Everyone's going to be talking
Oh,
about
absolutely. It's
this is going to be the big. This is going to be the big anime for all animes.
Nretsew, this is kind of when I discuss anime in other circles where you are excluded deliberately from.
Oh yeah. Oh, I am. Yeah. I'm too real.
Too fake, too lame for my discussions.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Really? Oh, yeah.
No. People say this season is stacked.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that because
And
I don't
people say
like
that
outside of this.
And people say that last
sorry.
season was lame. There was nothing to watch.
It's weird. It was weird because you were watching like 8 shows.
9. I was watching 9 shows.
9 shows. Yeah.
And now
No,
I'm watching.
well, I
one.
mean, I haven't picked up anything else yet, but I might.
I am told
I've got a
that
couple of things.
that magical girl, the magical office lady girls thing
might be good.
Yeah, so I'll watch the first episode of that.
But for now, let's talk about the new hotness of the season,
Yeah.
the big ticket item that everyone's talking about. It's pretty good, I reckon. I quite enjoyed the first 2 episodes because I watched the newest episode recently. Yeah, it's very good, very well animated, very well directed. It's got a very good style, right? It's very, very stylish. And it's kind of got an interesting kind of tone to it because it's sort of this like goofy, little bit wacky, kind of serious at points, but then it also has, a little bit of the fan servicey stuff in it a little bit, it's a bit of sexuality in it, it's I think it's
ban this show.
Ban it, yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's sexualized. Hypersexualized. No.
Part of the 99%.
Part of the 99%. Fucked it up. Especially since I guess the big drama. I don't know if we want to talk about the Chibi Reviews drama or not that happened with the show on Twitter. Where he posted like a manga panel for that I from a part that might be coming up in the season or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, how is Twitter going to react to this?" Well, they reacted to it by doxing him and trying to fucking ruin his life because he's like, hey, this is a panel from the manga. I wonder how they're going to animate this. And it's like, holy shit, guys, calm down.
I've seen Chibi, right? Chibi Reviews.
Chibi Reviews, yeah.
I saw him popping up in recommended videos for chapter or episode reviews for a long time, but he's really just faded away for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've never really been super into his content, and I don't particularly care for him. Like, I feel like he's a big thing that happened during the drama was there was a big debate about whether or not he like baits reactions or not, and I would argue that he does because I had an incident where I distinctly like went after him. Well, I may not went after him, but I fucking went off at him on Twitter because he was doing the irony posting shit around magical girls, right? Because he was like, "Oh, this is why everyone thinks anime is weird, right? About gushing over magical girls." And I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. I'm not having this irony bullshit, right? Because he was like, "Oh, no, I actually really like it. I really like it. You guys totally like it." But I'm like, no, then if you like it, then don't be ironic about it, right? Like, fuck off with that shit, right? But I mean, I might have had a fucking spat with him about that, but I didn't fucking go out of my way to dox him and hack into his DeviantArt account and post actual fucking CP on it. Like, Jesus Christ. People, I don't know why, but people fucking like went crazy on Twitter about it.
I don't know.
Holy shit.
I knew him as a teenager kind of on YouTube. Ranting or praising a manga chapter in High Heavens or something. But now I sometimes he slips through my Twitter blocks because I block a lot of people on Twitter. He slips through, and it's him being annoying. He's kind of attention-seeking.
Yeah. So while I think that there's an argument to be made about how he does. I think the term the Zoomies use is like rage bait or whatever. Like he's baiting reactions out of people. I think he does do that, but I don't think that justifies what happened to him, right?
No, it's
Like, I don't think the reaction to his Dan to Dan post was justified in any way, shape, or form. And I think anyone that was trying to kind of justify what happened as, oh, but he rage baits though. He was asking for, like, it's literally, oh, she was asking for it. Look at what she was, right?
No,
like,
the thing is kind of, you're talking about the situation that I don't know at all, basically. So I'm talking now about something that I do know. It's not really a, hey, but what about that thing? It's more from, oh, you're saying something, I'm going to say something that I do know. I knew him as a episode reviewer. I maybe saw like I watched a video of him, I guess, reviewing an episode, and then I didn't anymore. And now I'm seeing him being annoying on Twitter, and it's kind of, alright, what happened to him? Did he change somehow?
Fell off. Fell off.
Who knows?
But anyway, what happened to him? Yeah, back to Dandadan, but to cap off, and then we'll go back to Dandadan, right? It's like, yeah, no, what the way people reacted to that tweet of his was fucking retarded. It was just fucking stupid. And I think that, I can only hope that he lawyers up and he goes after the people that went after him, because Jesus Christ, he fucking did not deserve what happened. But getting back to the actual show itself, Twitter drama aside, as I mentioned, very, very good show in my opinion. A lot of fun stuff going on. The general idea is you've got the girl who's kind of like, her grandma was a psychic, right? So she's very into like spirit medium, very into spiritual stuff, ghosts and whatnot. And then you have our nerdy little boy here who's kind of like, into his UFOs, right?
Alien conspiracies.
Alien conspiracy theories, he's doing his Hyperborea, and his fucking his carbs or whatever. And so they get into there's a situation where the girl's just broken up with the boyfriend because the boyfriend's a dick, and so she stands up for him while he's the nerdy boy while he's getting bullied, and they end up kind of getting into this like conversation, and one thing leads to another, and they both kind of dare each other, hey, you don't believe in ghosts and you don't believe in aliens. Go to representative place where things happen and prove each other wrong almost, right? And it turns out they were both right.
Oh no.
The ghosts exist and the aliens exist. So
double danger.
The girl gets abducted by the dick aliens that want to steal bananas, and the guy gets cursed by the turbo granny, as they call it in the show, who steals people's wieners. So he's had his dick stolen. It's kind of a problem. Little bit of an issue for him, and it also means that he is slowly turning into a turbo granny, which is also not good. And essentially, it's kind of hard to like describe what happens without sounding fucking insane, because it also does go really fast too, right? And it's honestly probably better to just watch it, right, rather than like listen to us kind of talk about it. Because
I have because sometimes when I go back, I'm heading back from work. And I'm taking a slightly scenic route, which is actually a little bit faster. I have like 10 minutes to think about stuff as I'm leisurely biking, and I thought, Nretsew, Dandadan is really about sex a lot. Because kind of the scene 1, frame 1 is about dude demanding money for sex.
yeah, the boyfriend guy is like, give me money, and if you're not going to give me money, you better start putting out.
Also,
and she's like, no, fuck you.
You have to pay for that.
Yeah. And so she reacts by trying to fucking roundhouse kick him. And I see what you did with the images where you got like the two.
Also,
but
this is all another. I'll get there, right? So for scene 1, you have sex with me. You better pay me for it, though. He says to her, and she says, "All right, fuck off." Skipping over their meeting or whatnot. Granny is also immediately. Then it's Granny that says, "All right, give me your dick.
Yeah.
I'll have you
Give me your wiener, boy.
But also, you
Give me your...
can perform a sexual act on me, but then I'll do a sexual act on you, which is sexually charged.
A little bit, yeah.
Of course. And then over on the alien side, it is, hey, we're going to...
We can't reproduce. We need to steal your reproductive organs. So we're going
to steal your uterus and banana, whatever that means. Maybe reproductive capacity of any kind. Who knows?
Something like that.
Or maybe psychic abilities. Who knows? But also,
well, no, they didn't know she had psychic abilities until they manifested.
No, but maybe all humans have some psychic latent abilities.
Well, I don't know.
I'm speculating that banana maybe just mean latent psychic abilities, which every human has.
I thought it just meant dick, but whatever.
Yeah, but they said that when she was strapped in the chair, they said, "I'm going to take your uterus and banana."
Well, whatever. I don't fucking know. But anyway, continue.
All right, so very sexually charged. But what's kind of interesting is that they're kind of incels, Nretsew.
Right. All right. Yeah.
In the sense that kind of like the guy, he says, "All right, give me sex, give me money." They go, "Hey, give me uterus, give me banana." And when she says, "Hey, I don't stop that, let me go," they go, "All right, I'm going to arouse you now."
Yeah. They're like, "We're going to use our mind waves to arouse you." Yeah.
That makes it all right, right?
Shit! You're resistant to our mind arousal.
All right, then we'll do it without it, I guess.
Yeah, fuck it.
So that's what I kind of, it's not really incel, it's kind of just patriarchal kind of, I don't care what a woman thinks, my needs go above hers kind of deal. So that is kind of, talks a lot about bodily autonomy and whatnot. And that's kind of the basic gist of it. That it's a lot about bodily autonomy, sex, and sex, and also a little bit about respect, of course, because
a little bit,
because both the boyfriends that didn't respect her at all only cared for her as a thing that could be fucked. The aliens are the same way. They don't see her as a person. They see her as a tool to be used in their reproductive, whatever, the cloning, whatever they want to do.
Whatever the fuck they're doing, yeah.
So
that's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. But anyway,
I am strengthening this by saying a lot of alien adoption things involve anal probing and whatnot, right? It's a lot about the violation of the body. All of these alien things, common stories about aliens, because it's springing to your mind as well, right? Talk about alien abductions. What happens? You're stripped naked. You're used by aliens, and then you're dropped off somewhere.
They do scientific bullshit on you, and then yeah.
So,
but yeah, and then I guess the
final word, and that's why I'm saying that Dandadan may be a lot about sex.
Maybe. We'll find out. Well, I mean, there's a romance going on, which was what I was going to talk about. Because clearly the two of them are starting. There's a budding romance happening between the two, right? They're starting to kind of, because there's a gag where she's into a very famous Japanese actor, which I believe is a real actor. And he just so happens to have the same name as that actor, and he's like, he might be a scrawny, nudie boy, but he's also really brave, and he just wants to have a friend, right? As we learn in the second episode, right? And she was like the first person to actually like interact with him and like defend him. And he sparked up the conversation because he was like, oh, maybe I might actually be able to find a friend here, you know? And she's kind of like, oh.
Yeah, small detail, right? The reason why she got in the way of the bullies was not to protect him, but to start a fight. And when they backed off, she left.
She was like, yeah. So it's interesting. So yeah, we'll be covering it.
So she wasn't there. She wasn't there at all to defend him. She was there to actually start a fight, a physical fight. And when it didn't happen, then she left. And then of course they meet up again in the hallway. And what is really nice is I picked out this screenshot very deliberately. Look at this nice dividing line. And she's
gradient.
She's crossing over. She's in the light. He's in the light. She's in the dark because she's one, in the wrong. Two, she was questioning herself. So she was unsure. It's all this classical, all this standard really, but very effective, subtle ways of communicating mental states. Because she was sorry. She is in the wrong. Therefore, she is.
She wouldn't want to be that mean to him.
No, so she's feeling bad. She's feeling down, and therefore she is in the shade. He is innocent in this case. Therefore, he is in the light, and all these subtle things. This is just one example.
And these kind of like subtleties show up a lot in the show too. Like the directing and the shot choreography is very good. I guess we'll kind of glance over the second.
I very much enjoyed when our boy Ken was very upset. Very not upset. He was very indignant that she confessed to never have seen a ghost, and he was flailing his flashlight everywhere. Very neat bit of animation.
Yeah. And I guess we'll kind of skip a little bit over the second episode because the second episode was mostly just.
Well, I have the second episode also up.
Yeah. Second episode was pretty much just more of the first in a sense. They fight a sumo wrestler, big sumo wrestler man, our boy.
Man.
So the whole thing is, so he's getting cursed by the Turbo Granny, and she's holding the curse back with her magic chi powers, right? Her psychic powers. And if she loses concentration on him, he's going to turn into Psycho Granny, basically. Yeah. Turbo Granny. So, but what they find out while they're fighting is, hey, what if you like half and half it and give me enough Turbo Granny power to be able to do stuff? And they're like, oh yeah, that's great. And then what does that do? It makes them super fucking depressed. I don't want to do anything.
To quickly get back to chat, I have learned since this anime that Turbo Granny is a standard urban legend in Japan.
Yeah, from what I understand, all of the stuff in this show, this anime or manga, right? It's all based on real life myths and legends. I hear that later on in the manga they fight the Loch Ness monster, for example. So like they're going to be fighting like actual myths and legends and stuff.
So yeah, I read this small tidbit on Turbo Granny is that the myth is that if you're driving in a tunnel in your car and then suddenly you hear a tapping noise on your window and then you look over and then running next to your car is a granny. So
and the granny wants to steal your dick.
Maybe not that. Maybe the scary thing is that there is a granny that is running at the
speed of sound, 100 miles an hour. Or whatever,
Turbo Granny is confirmed to be able to run at 140 kilometers per hour. That's her max speed, apparently.
All right. What that means for our boy, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Because this episode was...
I talked a lot about sex and the allegories and whatnot, the symbolism behind that first episode. This episode... they really have a kind of back and forth between, alright, now I'm kind of, bullying you, kind of, and now I'm bullying back. crossing my boundaries, crossing your boundaries, all the back and forth. And I very much like that in the also in the battle, right? There is sometimes a tendency to have the girl be a support character and not fight at all, kind of deal. I feel that this manga, this series, very much deliberately says, alright, boy, you had your fight scene, you can transform very cool and do impressive things. But right now, I'm going to have her do the big fight scene right now. She's going to, just reject your help and show that she can defeat this alien kind of by herself. To really establish a level of capabilities for both of them.
Right.
Otherwise, we would think, alright, just have him do all the fighting from now on. And I think it's smart from the writer, from the manga, that to have
she pulls her weight basically, even though she's got the psychic powers and whatnot. So and it was very smart how they defeated the sumo wrestler as well, because they're like, she figures out, he's a sumo wrestler, we have to get him to put his hand on the ground, and then he cheats, and then she gets super fucking pissed that he cheated, and then they put the seal back on the torii gate, and she
personally
uses herself as bait to punch her past the torii gate, so that when it next punches the torii gate, it sets him on fire. It's very
Nretsew,
cool.
The sequence I believe this is not anywhere. I think the ground is sacred. So it wasn't really.
I thought it was like a thing where it's like, because if a sumo wrestler puts their hand on the ground, then they lose.
Yeah, that is an actual rule, I think.
That's what I thought it was. I didn't think it had anything to do with the ground being sacred, because otherwise, how could he be standing on the sacred ground if it's...
Well, shoes are different, I guess, but...
I'm ruining your great ideas, Elio, no!
Because if he would... The thing is, right, if it was an actual loss, he would just, be defeated by the rules of sumo. But,
something like that.
But
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's the real reason.
The second reason, I don't think she got punched deliberately. She was just, oh damn!
It just sort of happened, and then she thought, oh shit, I could do this. Ooh,
I could do this. And he wasn't. And the reason why he was burning up, I don't know if you caught it, Nretsew. They couldn't put up the seal on the torii gate because they would. Okarun, as his name now is, would burn up, right?
Yeah.
So they need to get out of the property before putting the seal up. So she got her punched in deep enough to be outside, technically.
And
bring him in outside, just outside, and then put back the seal up so the ground is now protected again.
Sacred, yeah.
So while he is just outside, and then of course the whole thing.
Yeah, and then we end on the cliffhanger where she passes out and he's tuning into Turbo Granny. So
yeah, very much.
We'll see what happens next episode. It's going to be very interesting. So yeah, definitely, I think one of the much watchers of the season. I think it's going to be obviously the popular pick. Outside of maybe ReZero, because everyone's talking about ReZero.
Yeah, but I dropped. I
think this will be like the normie anime of the season. This is the anime all the normies are going to watch, and they're going to be like trying to hide the fact that it's all about sex.
Well, the second episode was really about relationships, not sex.
Well, yeah, it was at least about sex, but you get what I mean, right? They're going to try and ignore all the sexy elements of it, or the fan servicey elements of it, to kind of, be like, oh, it's so pure, and it's actually, goofy and wacky. And
I would kind
of,
maybe it's called hypocritical if you want, but I believe that Dress Up Darling is way more about relationships than sex, even though it's way more sexy.
All right, so is that all we got?
Yeah, that's the only anime really. I do have.
Got one more.
I am still watching the Bakemonogataris.
Yes.
Thing is, same thing as last time. We're still in the middle of a mystery.
Right. So there's not much to really talk about, really, is
there? Middle of mysteries, because the thing that we had last episode that might be a thing turned out not to be a thing. Maybe
Maybe.
the characters have come to a conclusion, but I, as a viewer, have spotted a loophole that might be a thing.
Oh, but you want to wait for confirmations and see,
Yeah,
see
basically,
where it goes.
they have the basketball club, and nobody in the basketball club is a vampire, confirmed. Blah 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 blah. So they basically said, all right, there's no vampire here, and they're looking for a vampire.
Right.
But in Nretsew, there is a club of people that are still involved with basketball, but are not in the basketball club. Those are the graduated basketball club members. And as far as I know, the anime hasn't said that they are investigated to be vampires or not.
Okay, interesting.
So that's the loophole that I found as a watcher. But to go further than this is, I have to pull out a graph or something.
Yeah. All right then. I guess that'll cap us off for today's episode. Nice, pretty good, chill ep this week. You know, not too exciting.
A little bit lengthy.
bad.
I hope that respect comes.
Yeah,
I do like him. He's
yeah, I hope Nori comes back. Yeah, I hope we get more of him. He's funny. I think we do have a few others that we haven't covered yet from him because he's got quite a few videos.
Nori, you mean?
Oh, the Nori fellow. Yeah. Who were you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the hater, are you?
Yeah.
The hater, yeah.
Who were you talking about? Who were you talking about? Respect.
I was talking about. Yeah. Oh god. But anyway, yeah. We'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll catch you guys next week. It's been fun.
Yeah.
So later.
All right. Bye.
Oh, pre-ordered Gushing Over Magical Girls. Oh, good on you, 5-0. Nice.
Hey.
Congrats. Nice. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next time.
All right. Go back to the ending thing. All right. Go. Bye.
Bye.